then you cash in a deep stack as well. You earn points in the top 10 at the end. Get a package into, I believe it's a 3K.
All right. Welcome to Palace Poker's first stream for Run Good. We are so excited to have this series here. This is our Passport Season Series, running March 19th to March 29th. My name is Matthew Osborne. I'm the Vice President here at Palace Poker. Next to me, I have Chantel Borner. She's our Operations Manager, and we're going to be commentating this stream today. This is our first event, industry event. We're excited. This was a 10K guarantee, and we're down to our final table. For everyone that is joining us, this is the first of 16 ring events.
Congratulations on making this. We appreciate you coming out today. If you bust out, there's a mixed game going, as well as we do have at 6 o'clock our double green chip outing tonight. Good luck.
Are we recorded or live?
You're on camera.
All right. We are running down the roster. We have our industry employees right now. So this is anybody within the, not just poker industry, but the casino industry or gaming industry. In the box, you have one of our two famous shift managers, our evening shift, not overnight, but daytime evening shift. This is Joe. Joe is one of our amazing shifts on staff. He is running this dealing right now for our team. So we have a couple of our in-house team members that are showing off in this stream. I'm excited for that. We have some local club dealers right now, Satika being the first one on the dealer now. We're going to kick this off and follow the action and see how industry players play. It is a very unkept secret locally that if you are a dealer and you're playing at the table, you're probably the most aggressive player in the game.
Dealers are definitely more aggressive when they are playing.
Always.
But I mean, as a dealer, you've seen every hand win at some point in time.
I believe they don't put them in the deck if they can't win. And
True
I think
story.
dealers hold to that maxim more than anybody else. We have Q versus Wade. Wade is actually from another, you can see it on his hat, another competitor that's up the road. He is playing ace-6 suited. We can see that he flopped two pair. We have king-queen with Q. Q is looking for that mystery jack on the river. He is defending his big blind as we go now. Let's see if it's favorable. It is not. I think Q might have been trying to see if he could potentially set up a steal for this. However, Wade with the two pairs probably not going far. We do have an all-in from Wade. Easy game. If you are local to DFW and you are in the area, we invite you to come down. We have many, many events coming up over the next 10 days. Tonight at 6 p.m. is a double green chip bounty. It is going to be a ring event. These rings I got to see firsthand today. There are pictures on our social media, but in person, they are beautiful rings. There is nothing like a Run Good ring to add to your trophy collection. You can see our live stream manager was just peeking in the gray suit in the background. That is Eric Anderson himself. Eric is the guru that puts together all of our live streams. I will say this all the time. We have one of the most incredible teams here at Palace Poker at every level. And as far as dealers go, this might be the most incredible dealer staff I've ever been a part of to manage. Wade, back-to-back. So now Wade wakes up with pocket jacks. Rory's coming in with a suited king-8. Q, once again, king-queen, diamonds.
I don't have my card.
I'll get this ring.
So, Chantel, when you play, well, actually, I guess that's kind of a misnomer. Do you play? For
I do.
starters, you do. Do you play two-card, or do you have a preference for other games?
I most certainly prefer mixed games. Triple draw is
Mixed
probably
game
my
player.
favorite.
So here we see it. Gerardo has the flush draw. This time, Q is not wasting any time going all in with top pair and a decent kicker, but we see Rory has the same top pair. Wade is probably starting to think that his jacks may not be great. Rory is disbelieving.
I think that's one of the only moves that Q had available with his stack.
With his stack and being first to act. I think so as well. The last thing he wants to do is check through this and allow that heart to come in cheap, I'm imagining.
Absolutely.
Hand number 2, the final table. Like I said, this is our first event for the Run Good series. This is our industry event. We appreciate everyone who came out and supported the event in person. Thank you. And also, thank you for watching. We do have chat going, so if you're in the chat, please come on in, ask questions, and tell us who you're rooting for and support it. Right now, I've got some cheering going on from Jeremy for Tika. Can't agree more. So Tika is a local hometown favorite. Cannot say enough about it. She is a class act in this club and in the environment that she works in. She is always a great dealer on the table.
Well, we got a little downtime here. I am absolutely loving all of the Palace gear that we've got on the table. We got hats and shirts. All of this looks amazing. I think we have some impressive apparel here.
Our apparel, and we have some new items coming. So I can't wait for you guys to see them. So we have new things coming along. So Gerardo, probably knowing that he is going to have to catch the heart, obviously, behind, he is going for the gamble. This is exactly what we were speaking to. Dealers are unafraid to gamble. I think that's kind of a historic trait common to most dealers. Our gear is expanding. We also have new items that are coming here for the spring. If there are items that you don't see us having currently in our catalog that you think would be a good addition that you want to add to your own wardrobe, please drop a note to us and tell us what we can add. We're looking to innovate and create new things that our groups and public is wanting.
Hey man, this is dope, yeah.
Mama name. Okay, let me stop. I'm too goofy for this. Y'all can't put me on the street, man.
Hey man.
Alicia in chat says, let's go, Rory.
Hey, 19 hearts. Ooh.
I'm glad to hear you had heart.
Yep, there it is.
Did you say Alicia or is that Alicia?
Oh, it is Alicia. I said Alicia. I am so sorry. Chantel corrected me. Alicia.
2 black cards, boss.
I should know better.
1 more black card, boss. Make it a
Give
4.
him an out. Give him
A
more
4.
out.
4 spades.
It is a black card. It is not the 4 spades. He was so close, though.
Flush did not get there,
It
though.
did not. Q made the right play, and it worked out in the end. I don't know how often that actually happens when you get it incorrect and hold. That is one of
I think
the
it's a
nuances.
rare occasion.
It is a rare occasion. Everybody knows the stories of the bad beat for sure.
Give me some more shit. You thought
I am loving Tika's Harry Potter outfit. Speaking of, we have a lot of wonderful things. We do not have a Harry Potter featured outfit with
We
Palace Poker.
should.
No, I've just been watching Love is Blind.
Yeah, there is definitely some pedigree at this table, though.
Columbus,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wait.
Hey man, you were about the wrong shit.
Weren't they the first game today?
Yeah, we did lose to TCU.
Oh, yeah.
Mark now with pocket sevens. Gary Six Killer going away with the 3-4. Obviously, for those that are local know that he is a regular winner, a ring holder for multiple tours.
It does happen. You know that, right?
Check them out. Check them out.
I am obviously biased. I am going to say hands down, unequivocally, that DFW has the best local culture for poker that is unlike anywhere else I've ever been. Poker as an industry is thriving here locally, and this culture loves this game. Gerardo waking up with Trip Kings right on the flop. We do have the fold, and we show.
I just want you guys to know, I only have one move, and this is it.
As I was saying, Tika is a favorite here locally. Look at her breaking up the tension. She knows all too well how these final tables go.
I had to break the ice, you guys. I'm like, it's really tense.
Do we have a flower on top of her head?
I am trying to see what that
Oh,
was,
it's a butterfly.
as it should be.
Well, I'm saying we can't talk.
Y'all can, I can do whatever I like.
We're hoping to see everybody that is listening to us also come in and join us tomorrow. So tomorrow is Friday, March 20th. We do have at 11 a.m. our Poker News Power Stack Ring Event Flight A. It is a $360 buy-in with a $100,000 guaranteed prize pool. So we have a flight at 11 a.m. Flight B is at 5 p.m. Come on in and join us. We know this is going to be a fun one. There is going to be a ring associated with this. There's also going to be potentially a surprise at the final table. I don't want to reveal it yet, but I'm excited to see how this goes.
I think everybody's really excited to see RunGood in Texas for the first time this year.
Second time this year, first time in DFW.
First time in the year, not
Yeah.
not the first time here.
No, we are. RunGood coming here is very exciting. For those of you that follow poker in general, you already know the RunGood brand, I'm sure. If you are new to it or you're unfamiliar with RunGood, RunGood is a wonderful tour that is out there. There are the few bigger tours that you know. RunGood is a medium-sized tour that has mastered the ability to provide the absolute professional environment of a tour. I'm trying to pick my words carefully because it is hard to really describe RunGood if you've never participated in it. It is the ultimate home game feel that is ran at the utmost professional manner. So RunGood games are the most fun I think I've ever seen in any poker tournament. They have mastered having fun and combining it with professionalism.
Taking it down early.
Easy game, easy game. Everybody's just feeling each other out. So you can see the stacks. They are represented both in actual value, but also big blinds to make it easier to follow along. So AD is really having to stretch and figure out where he's going to make their move with 6.3 big blinds. It's going to be a challenge. Right now we have a two-way second place with Tika and Gerardo, and Q is in the chip lead with 36 big blinds.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, please don't take anything.
Oh, so we find out Kaya was passing out butterfly hair braids today. That's where her braid came from. I wonder if it's too late for me to get one.
I think you would look great with a butterfly braid.
It's the story of my life. I'm one butterfly away from perfect. Q here with Q Jack, Queen Jack. I'm about to say Q Jack. I like that better.
Definitely.
Oh, Mark with Ace Queen. So, and just under 10 bigs. I think Mark might be salivating on how to get his stack into this pot.
Q keeps waking up with hands.
He and always has a queen in it.
I'm impressed with the look.
Q is one of our dealers in-house here. I say it all the time. Q has, I think, one of the best personalities. He's always professional, but also always a smile. I've known Q for quite a while, even before Palace opened up.
Always seems to be having a good day.
He always does. All right, he's coming along. So one live card to each. Mark is obviously dominating on the queen. Q is begging for a jack. We're going to see how this goes. This is a pretty significant pot. No jack.
What's the 9?
Multiple all-ins fairly early.
Q is calling for a little bit of chaos. This is not going to help. He's drawing to a jack and only a jack to save him. Did not connect. Mark is going to hold with ace high. He jumped from 9 big blinds to 22. That is a significant increase.
So Q took that chance to knock out a player and instead doubled him up.
And I was inaccurate. Gary Sixkiller is far and away our chip leader. I did not see his name with 53 big blinds. He has a lot of breathing room in this game at this table right now.
I hope I'm not one of those 3.
We've got some people in the chat talking about how they already have their Flight A ticket for tomorrow's 100,000 guaranteed event at 11 a.m. That's great. We're going to see you then at 11 a.m. Please remember, Eric says in chat, to like and subscribe to get all the updates. Absolutely. Go to our channel that you're listening on now through YouTube. Like and subscribe if you want to continue seeing all the updates that we have going on with our live stream. We have many more surprises coming up, and many more surprises coming up in the next couple of weeks.
I get my money back.
Mark, back-to-back hands from ace-queen. Now he has pocket kings coming out of the small blind. Let's see what he does here. Does 3-bet, raise it up to 25,000.
They said something. They said your sunglasses are ugly.
Dwayne Wayne. That shows the age of this final table. And on to the next.
You get a little double up in there. You trying to bully us. You get a little chips around here and think
You're
you
helping
can
me
do
out.
something.
Tika not letting anything slide.
Alright, here we go.
Gotta keep him in check.
She is also a veteran, which we always want to say thank you to our veterans. We do appreciate your service and dedication. We do have industry rates that go for everyone that's within the poker industry. We also have veteran rates.
I don't like this.
So in particular, we want to show our appreciation.
1738.
1 fold, 2 folds. 15. Makes it 15K.
I love it.
4
Rory not getting any hands at the moment.
He gets a little.
Q once again with a 10 jack. He does raise it up to 15,000. Has 22 bigs now. Trying to reestablish himself back to the 31 bigs he had.
So now you got 15,000?
15K.
Okay.
Buttons right.
Oh no, that's what I get. No, that's
About to be
fine.
30 plus some, ends.
Players saying the button is right. One of the things that messes up dealers when players move that button and don't let them know.
You can see the payouts on the board right now. First place, they're playing for almost 3,600. Top 6 are going to get paid. Sixth place gets $600.
I know.
It doesn't matter. She has dirty dice.
I promise you, in addition to the money, with this particular final table in this group, the bragging rights might equal more than the dollars right now.
Absolutely, especially amongst the in-house dealers.
Oh my goodness, this is a very competitive team. Oh, mistakes were made.
My bad. So I can't take me to nice places.
Just acting.
Tika is keeping this table alive.
It's a hard since you can rap what she's doing over here. That's how they act over there.
Ooh.
Mark getting a little froggy with his mid-pocket pair.
No, I was talking about this. This is savage.
I know what you're talking about.
Not the 6-7. Don't be that person.
Sounds like you also have a child.
I have an 11-year-old, and you cannot put those two numbers together. I will purposely skip one of them.
I do as well.
Brock in chat says, excited to try out Palace for the first time today in the Double Green Chip Bounty Tournament. By all means, Brock, thank you for coming in and joining us. We're excited to have you. Not only for the tournament, but I can't encourage you enough. Come hungry. The menu here is incredible. Chicken fried rice is beyond belief. It's probably one of our most popular things for our nighttime menu. I believe that starts at 4:30, so by the time you arrive, you can order that. I recommend that. Our steaks are second to none, but there are so many good options. Come hungry and enjoy it. If you see the little Irish-looking bald man walking around, that is me. Come say hi and tell me how your experience is going. I love to hear it. Q, once again, is going to be in the mix with Pocket Kings under the gun. He does have 29 big blinds. He also can disguise his stack right now because this is going to look a little suspicious that he's playing now another hand so quickly. It's a good position to be in to slightly overbet a raise.
We're playing poker.
That's not a bad sir.
As you previously stated, Rory is just not getting a hand.
And he is wanting to. Rory wants to be competitive in this game when chips are flying across.
Same bet.
Everybody's got that.
Yeah, same bet, definitely.
Once again, the blinds are 2,000, 4,000, 4,000. It is big blind Annie format.
Oh, and Tika waking up with queens.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be a train wreck. These two have been professionally egging each other on, having really good, clean fun. Kings versus queens, 30 bigs versus 23 after the raise. This is going to be an interesting hand. Does Tika elect to re-raise? It looks like she has those chips in hand, wanting to apply pressure to this spot.
What happened to that?
It
was right on time. It only seemed proper.
Oh my goodness.
We've got an all-in.
Tika, baby.
You working all week, Roy? What's that? You working all week?
Knowing how competitive Q is, the fact that he did not snap call shows the amount of credit he is giving Tika for this play right now. There is no reason for him to stall. This is him really wondering, does she have aces? He just said it, yeah.
At this point, this would also be his tournament life.
It would be for his tournament life. This is. She called it. She knows that she is now drawing currently to just one of the 2 remaining queens left for her tournament. Not her tournament life. She will have a little bit left over, so she would not be out of this tournament if she gets knocked out.
So I think she's at a slight disadvantage here. Gerardo folded a queen.
You were gonna fold?
Yeah.
No? Hey, man, I gotta put it up. Sorry about folding. What the hell?
Yep.
No, ma'am.
Like I said, this does not knock out Tika. It does severely hinder her. She's going to have a long road ahead of her to come back. We have seen it done time and again. The old adage of chip in a chair is always true on a poker table. And if anybody had the ability, it would be Tika. So she is going to be looking for an aggressive triple up very quick.
That is a tough blow, though.
It
That's
is.
a large portion of her stack.
Queens versus kings. That is the exact cooler that we were talking about.
Q appears to be on a heater.
No, it's less than.
You can see our VPIP right now, Q, at 66%, but we can also see the hands that he's getting to support that VPIP. Right now, AD and Jimmy are at the bottom, haven't played a single hand yet at this final table. Rory is looking for hands desperately. We saw Wade play his first couple of hands and then pause. Gary, same thing. Satika came on the wrong end of it, only playing a couple hands each. Mark and Gerard are both 3 hands each. This table is just now starting to feel each other out and come alive. And now on to the next hand. Hand number 9, hand number 10. This is what it's like to play a table with dealers.
Just a little needling.
All in good fun. Now, Jack 8 is never considered a good hand, but you know Rory was trying to talk himself into it. Mark waking up with King Queen offsuit, putting in a little raise to 11,000.
Gerardo with pocket 4s. That's my favorite hand.
Pocket 4s?
It is.
All right.
It just happens to work for me.
And he just disrespected it by letting it go with no contest to it.
How sad.
You've heard me say that a lot.
You gotta know how to play them smaller pocket pairs.
You can see Q wanting to defend his big blind, being sticky with 10 deuce suited. Oh my goodness, and rewarded for it. That queen might get Mark in trouble. Nobody is going to put Q on this too.
7,000.
Never played at this establishment again.
And raising.
Yep, he is just smooth calling it. He's wanting to keep Mark firing.
Oh, he's just chilling.
Now that check is going to be suspicious. There is no other draws out there. It is not a connected flop. It's going to start making people wonder, what do you have?
Every time.
Now we see a raise. Q is going to go ahead and put it out there. He is now reflecting a bet that represents what he is indicating that he has. We know that he actually does have it.
Pimping hoes and rapping grocery stores. Yeah, you know that. I'll tell you about it in a minute.
Clock.
Once again, playful needling from the dealers.
Whoa, what's going on in the clock? Hey, man, you worried about the wrong thing, bro. It's supposed to be watching entertainment.
I'm on break after this. You, oh, if the blinds go up, you have to take a 15-minute break. Me and you have to take a 15-minute break.
I feel like maybe Mark has an idea here.
He's starting to get suspicious. I agree with you. I think he's starting to put it together.
Table full of dealers. There is absolutely a possibility that somebody's playing something in that range.
Absolutely. And I'm going to point out again, this is an industry event, not just in-house for us. This was industry across from coast to coast. If you were able to prove, oh my goodness, I had it wrong. Mark went the other way with it. All in with a quick call. Mark is drawing to a queen.
Hey, man, I old school used to kick my ass.
Only a queen. Both outs are still available. And he
gets
hits it. Oh my goodness. Poker is alive and well. Ooh,
Back to what we said earlier about going in with the winning
so
hand.
painful. And this is, you can make all the right moves, and sometimes it just comes back to haunt you. That river is so brutal. My goodness.
Impossible for you to say that.
This is a risk in attempting to trap.
Yeah.
Impossible for you to say that and make the call.
Those are my chips anyway.
Yep. Tika putting the little jab in there. I'm going to say it again. This table, having so much fun is what it is. Poker is still going to be poker, but we have, from what I can tell, at least 4 different establishments represented at this table, all having a great time. That is representative of DFW poker in a nutshell. So this is poker pride. You're seeing it firsthand.
You're the one that could represent it too.
That's what I was.
We are all competitors and still rooting for the industry to succeed at every level.
One thing you know about me, I'm not gonna put my money out there betting it if I hit. I'll call you on the draw, but I ain't gonna bet the draw.
Well, I only have 9,000, so I really only have one move.
MCSF in chat says, I showed up just in time for the suck out. Nice. Ooh, what a brutal one. This one is a kick to the gut for sure.
Don't make me laugh, y'all. I gotta get the tracking.
And it's crazy.
We see Tika with 10 jack and Gerardo with 7-8 suited on the button with position. I do like that hand so much. He's also got a decent stack to play with. Tika's all in on that 10 jack. I don't blame her at all. She's getting maximum value. We are unbiased as commentators, but also privately rooting for Tika to win this hand in particular. I want to see her at this table for a while.
She's just so much fun.
She is so much fun. The fun is going to come from her. She almost demands it on every table she sits at. She is a wonderful representative of poker in general. Class act. She is getting all the action in this pot. And right now, she has 2 live cards that nobody else is holding.
Rory decided he was going to get sticky with the hand whether he was there or not.
And now she opened up even more outs with the kings that can help her as well. Rory is getting sticky. You know he's tired of folding. Well, we know she does not need just a king. She can win with a 10 or jack. That's right. She has a lot of options, 10 outs, and 2 cards to go. She found one. Now it is flipped, and she holds. Tika lives to see another day, and she now has 10 bigs, which is a healthy stack to make a move with. She's not out yet. All right, sounds like this table is going to break just that quick. We started with 9 players going into it, and we are going into the break with 9 players yet. You can see the chip count in front. Mark, after that double up, is now current chip leader with 62 big blinds, all the way down to AD at 3.8 big blinds, and he is definitely on the chopping block looking for some miracle magic. Tika is hanging on with 10 bigs, and then there's a whole lot of people right there in the middle, all around the same stack size. This is anybody's game. We have seen this time and again.
Got a lot of poker still to be played here.
A lot of poker still to be played. A lot of poker to be played in the RunGood Series this entire season. Once again, it's called the Passport Season. It is taking place starting today and runs all the way through March 29th. We are fun to listen to, and we are glad you're following along on YouTube. We also want you to come and join us in person. We have our second event tonight. It starts at 6 p.m. It is a double green chip bounty. This is a ring event, 10,000 guarantee. Come join us in person. This is a great time to come in, get your membership taken care of. That way you're ready to go for all the events. We are a membership-only private club. There are various membership levels that you can purchase. This, I am biased. This might be the nicest club I have ever seen. Potentially a top 3 poker room within the country, I would argue very comfortably. So there is nothing like Palace Poker. Certainly not in this area, not in this state. I would argue probably not in the surrounding states, going probably 3 states over. So we rival probably the Bellagio, the Venetian,
Aria.
Aria. I think that we are potentially second to none, arguably to just a few rooms. So our aim by this time next year to be the #1 room in any discussion around the world. We have high expectations. For those of us that have seen the room, let me know, I say of us, of you, let me know what it is that we can do differently that would bring you in. What are you wanting to see that we haven't provided yet? What are you hoping to see in the future? What upgrades can we make to help our room feel even more rounded and homey to play in? So we are looking not just poker, mind you. We want this to be the country club of poker. We want this to be something where you are hanging out here, you are bringing friends here, you are celebrating your milestones here. What can we add to that? So currently we have a very, very cool speakeasy looking VIP room. Obviously we have our beautiful poker floor. We have a wonderful fine dining menu executive team kitchen. We're expanding within our bar and our lounge. We do have a spades league coming up. So if poker is not your game, we have a spades league that's going to start on April 1st. That announcement is going out later this week. All the details will be there. We're going to open it up to just a few teams to begin with while we check out how we want to run this league. If you're interested in playing spades, it is a weekly fee that will go against it. All the details will be public soon. And we're excited. This is going to expand our offerings. In the future, look for other things. We are hoping that this is a positive turnout, and then maybe we can do a chess league. We've had requests for Gin Rummy as a league. So if there are other games that you're wanting to see in a league format or even in a for fun format, list them out in the chat. Let us know what it is that you want to see that we can provide. What else can we do? Another one I'm excited about, you can see Joe right now, our dealer, sorting the deck. Another event that we are going to have posted up soon is Cars and Coffee. It's going to be the last Sunday of each month starting in April. We're going to do a family-friendly, all-ages welcome car show out in the Palace Poker parking lot. If you've never been here, we have more than 400 spaces on a dedicated lot. So we are going to open that up and really enjoy the environment that we have and let people see everything around us. We're hoping to have food vendors, local charity booths set up, and with luck, one of the most amazing car shows that we can provide right here in Grand Prairie.
Absolutely. I'm super excited for that. I know that we are getting vendors put together right now to see who all we can have here.
Yeah, so that's another one. If you have a really cool car, this first show is going to have no fee to enter. There will be a trophy that will be a best in show. The public themselves will vote on these cars. So there will be a best in show trophy. We're also going to give away a annual membership to the first winner, first place, as a prize. So we are going to fund that prize ourselves, and that will be included into this package. So we want to invite everyone, if you have a car that you want to have considered for this car show and it has a particular interest, then reach out. My name is Matt. I'm at matt@palacepoker.com. You can send it to me directly, and we will have your car put in for consideration to be included into the car show if you'd like.
I think with that first place winner there, it's a really good value as we keep adding more and more, not just poker, to this private membership club.
Yeah.
You can get your money's worth.
We've got some new things. We have some new things coming outside. There's always things being expanded. I can't wait to talk about what might be coming in the fall. Palace has a lot of real estate within the building itself that is not currently being utilized. So we look for those things to be utilized in the near future. For those of you that are watching along, so we are at break. You can see the dealer that is trying to fan the cards. I will tell you this. Joe is one of the most amazing mechanical dealers I have ever witnessed. Him struggling with this fan out right now is a byproduct of the particular texture of this felt. It is very difficult to fan cards on this type of fabric. And these cards are also different than typical. So they are thicker than you're used to. They have transistors in the middle for a chip. That chip is the RFID that is red on the table. That's what gives us all of our electronic information. So you can see Joe practicing how to do this fan and make it look eloquent. Out on a regular table, Joe is one of the smoothest people that you can see in the box. However, we don't utilize him as a dealer. We are much more happier to have him as a shift. He runs expertly all of our floor staff that comes in through all of our dealers. We're happy to have Joe here on the team. I say all that to say, don't judge his fanning here as a byproduct or a testament to his skill. This table does not make it easy to do your normal techniques.
I was up there earlier trying to fan out the cards, and I had the same issue.
So for those that are listening along, Chantel, if you didn't know her personally, has many, many streams out there to her credit as well with other competing tours. I believe WSOP is just one of them. She is a final table featured dealer on many mixed game live streams. You can search for her out there and also see her credentials. I'm glad to have you here on the team.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Like I said, this team here is second to none. I would put up this team against any poker room in the country.
I must say, poker in Texas is a whole different animal than it has been in other parts of the country.
So coming from where you have and all the places that you've dealt at or managed at, what makes poker different here locally? We know this.
Poker here is definitely more of a home game feel in general. You kind of touched on that with RunGood being kind of the hometown feeling, the home game. But I feel like Texas in general has that vibe more in all of the rooms that I have visited. We have got a lot of good rooms in the area, and they all kind of seem to be a little more welcoming than some of the traditional casino rooms that I have been in.
I think that's absolutely true. I think that at least locally, I don't want to speak for the whole state. I don't have firsthand experience with the state at large, but here in DFW, it really is a community feel. The players very much travel throughout all the competing rooms. The rooms all have different expertise, I would argue, and different vibes to their environment. None are better or best. I would say that they each appeal to a certain segment, and people are finding what feels like home to them.
I would say that I have found more mixed games in Texas than I have in a lot of other areas outside of the WSOP.
Is that right?
And that's more fun for me.
Sure. You personally. I know that 5-card is definitely alive and well right now within DFW.
Absolutely. I'm very excited for our Big O event that we've got coming up.
Big O is one of those that is terribly exciting for me as well. We have Big O events every other week as a tournament here at Palace Poker in general. We also have a regular meetup, Big O cash games that happen every Sunday. I believe they start around 9:45 in the morning and they play all day long. If you're a 5-card high-low player, come to us on Sundays. Spend your Sunday with us. We do have free breakfast that goes on until 11 a.m. And I don't mean continental breakfast that you are thinking of cereal and fruit. We do the full-on spread. You don't have to go to your favorite little breakfast spot. You can come straight here. We have sausage, bacon, scrambled eggs, very much an assorted fruit array, toast. If I don't know. Oh, seasoned potatoes. I'm trying to think of what I'm forgetting. So
We've had a couple different options. It depends on the day, so it's not always the same.
That's
It's
right.
usually pretty similar, but it's not always the same.
yeah, breakfast here is exciting. We do get a crowd that comes in. There's kind of a breakfast rush. People don't want to miss out. There is no fee for the breakfast that we provide here. It is open from 8 to 11 every day. You can come in, enjoy breakfast, and have all the fun on the tables as you'd like. We also do free time. So while you're enjoying that free breakfast, come in and enjoy free time in the morning also until 11. Have all the fun. This is an easy place to come in and just check us out. You do have to pay for your membership. That is one of the requirements. It is a private club. We do want to maintain that status. Once you're a member of this private club, you can enjoy all the amenities from within, and we are happy to have you here. Whether you are playing on the table or just hanging out at the bar, this is your space.
And you should see some of the drink specials that we have for this week. They are looking great.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we were just talking about this. There are some new concoctions. So in-house, Raul is our front-of-house manager. Raul manages all the bar staff and our bar, all the specials. He has cooked up quite a few concoctions. We're excited to start sharing these. I am going to butcher them. I know that he has created a name for them, and I don't remember what it is, so I don't want to lie to you. I am excited after seeing them cooked up. There's no better way to start the weekend off than a Friday with Raul at the bar. He will set you up.
So we have done the color up.
I believe the color up is done. We do have, it looks like, 3 different colored chips on the table. Our orangish yellow, I apologize, I am not colorblind, but definitely color adjacent to colorblind.
Looks like we've added them purple chips, though.
We do have purple chips in play. So right now we have I believe the orange or yellows are 1,000. The teal or blue are 5,000, and I think the purple is 25,000.
Correct.
Our tournament chips have a very vibrant color if you've never played in the room before.
Very pretty chips. They are a little slippery. Drink specials, since you didn't want to butcher the names, we have the Bluff and Citrus, which is a green chili vodka, lime juice agave, cointreau, and with a tahini rim. We have the Chef's Deliverance, also with that green chili vodka, and a Bloody Papar, which is made with that Absolute Papar. It's a pepper vodka. It's really good.
I like where this is going. So a Bloody Mary with a twist.
A little spicy.
I like
Gotta
it.
have that spicy.
It's a requirement here in Texas. We're going to check in with this chat. We do appreciate everyone joining us. I know it is always difficult with as busy as everyone is to always join every chat, so we're glad that you carved out time and joined with us today. I am reading through the chat now, I was looking. So it is a 15-minute break that we're in. There's some question marks as to that. We can see some people asking who's playing in the Bounty tonight. That is going to be a fun one. Bounty tournaments are always a lot of fun. Bounty with Run Good is even more fun. I'm also going to say, while no promises given, don't be surprised if you have any Run Good event have additional prizes or giveaways or surprises throughout. That is something that Run Good is famous for.
I don't know.
And we are back in this game. You can see we have started back off. We are hand number 12.
I bet you do think that.
That queen on there.
There's some questions on the Spades League start time. Lego. Grandpa dinner time is what he calls it. So Spades has been playing recreationally at an earlier start time. It is going to be a later start. I think Spades begins at 6 p.m. for the league. Once that is released, we'll know for certain.
Gives people a little bit more time to get here if they get off work.
And league play will include 2 games each week, each night. So meeting once a week.
So with that Spades game, I have heard that there are a couple different variations of Spades. What version are we playing here?
So here, that is a good question. So Spades is one of those, when you play it, it is nuanced. I'm going to come back to that question in just a minute. We do have the all-in with 8s versus 6s, and we have lost our first player. Q, a local in-house favorite, has been eliminated with the pocket 6s. Gerardo taking the victory. Pocket 8s are held. And so we can see the update now. He has 37 big blinds on the cutoff, Gerardo. Our chip leader right now is starting to kind of level out just a bit. Mark is still holding the top spot, but just barely with 41 bigs. So with Spades, we have elected to go with the Joker, Joker, Deuce, Deuce version. For those of you that play, that will probably make sense. We do play with the Jokers. We have a colored Joker and a black and white Joker. We also put 2 more Spades in play with the 2 of Diamonds being the next big card, and then the 2 of Spades, followed by the Ace of Spade. What that has done is made a more aggressive, action-heavy Spades game versus an autopilot, kind of old-school, slower app version. So much like the blind elicits more play, so do the additional trump cards.
And it looks like Joe decided to take a break. We have a new dealer as well.
My goodness, so we have Kevin in the box. Kevin is an actual dealer in this game, also a regular dealing the streams here on the live stream at Palace Poker. Kevin is one of the most dynamic dealers I've ever seen. Professional in every single way. Makes it look so easy. He's super fluid with his mechanics. Gerardo with ace 6 hearts in the cutoff. Rory with ace jack. Now we know Rory has been card dead through and through. So having ace jack probably looks like pocket aces at this point. He is all in on the button. Ace 6 versus ace jack. So Rory is at risk. Currently ahead. He can only lose at the moment to a 6. Now a 7. This just made it even scarier. It's always a sweat. And he does get the check mark. Rory doubles up.
Why? I don't know why I thought you were gonna get.
There's a request for you to move your mic closer to your mouth. Let's see, I can also turn you up quite a bit. I generally talk kind of soft. You talk even softer than I do. So
Is that better?
Oh, we'll find out. For those of you who are in chat, if you were having a hard time hearing Chantel before, please comment now if that's even better. Lego in chat says the breakfast is good. Also, Lego's adding additional messages, keeping chat entertaining. I appreciate that. Okay, we have the thumbs up that that's definitely better. Fantastic.
Wonderful to hear.
So because I am not a regular commentator, I will apologize now and say you guys are getting definitely the short end of the stick when it comes to commentating. I asked to do it because I never get to, and I was here and I didn't have a project in front of me. So this is me just wanting to play with the commentating toys and actually take a break and do this side of the business for just a little bit. Eric was kind enough to allow me to do it. But because of that, I am not up to speed with the chat as proficiently as I should be or with the buttons. So occasionally I'm going to hit something random just because I like to be a little monkey that comes in here and just creates a little bit of chaos and then wonders how to fix it.
It's not just in here.
It's my specialty within the building.
I can't see the chat from here.
I can only see it by sitting really, really close.
I think that's saying something about our age.
I don't know if you and I are in the same age bracket either.
Old enough that I need glasses.
Same. Wade with pocket 10s and Tika with ace 10. Ace 10 when you are at under 7 bigs probably looks very, very playable with very few options left. I am going to look for Tika to go ahead and ship it in and hope for value with that ace. As I say this, she is a very accomplished player and much smarter in this game and off this game than I am.
I imagine she's trying to place him on a hand right now.
Trying to decide if her ace is dominated or if she has overs. She just elects to smooth call and hold back her 4 bigs. Pocket 6s. We can see he's got just barely a chip and a chair left. AD does come in.
I think that's a fair move.
Yeah, I do too. With that, he's got so much value in that pot, it's hard to let it go. Now, Tika does open up a few additional options with the king. Gives her some chances. And does not get there.
All hands up, please.
So now we can see that AD has been eliminated and Wade takes the check mark. So we have our second victim of this final table has now fallen. Great job playing today, AD. We're sorry to see you eliminated.
That was a really smart move from Tika.
It was, and now we can see we are on the bubble for the payouts. I'm showing the chip counts now. After this hand is played, I'll put the payouts back up for everyone to view.
Wait, if I bet the flop before, I go on
Wouldn't
it.
have made much sense. Wouldn't have made much sense, maybe.
That is a rough part in being low on the totem pole. You don't have enough to push anybody off of a hand.
Speaking of youth in this industry, we do want to once again wish Dory a happy birthday. Today is not specifically her birthday, but it was a recent birthday. Dory is one of our in-house ambassadors, class act.
The bubble is different.
Both her and her husband love poker through and through, and not just poker here in DFW, but poker in general across the country. They are ambassadors not just to us, but I think of poker all the way around. Happy birthday, Dory, and thank you for joining us in the chat. We do see Wade with the 9-7.
Dead button.
You can hear Kevin saying dead button. Let's go ahead and put up our payouts. That way everybody can see. First place is playing for almost 3,600. They are on the bubble right now with 7-handed, and sixth place is going to collect $603.
So I know it's unlikely that we have somebody watching that is not familiar with the game, but if we do happen to have anybody, what is that dead button? What does that mean?
A dead button is where somebody busted out and they were in the midst of the blind. So rather than everyone else now getting a benefit and not paying the same fair blind that each of the other players had to previously pay, the button will sit in a dead seat to keep the action consistent all the way around the table.
I think that is one of the most common questions I get from new players.
Sure, yeah. So we see Gerardo with ace-6. We did see him play this earlier out of position. He is once again out of position playing it. We see Gary with ace-9 in the hijack spot. And Tika just, I think, trying to decide for value if this is the spot to pick. She has a very short stack left. She is not thrilled with the 8-5. This is strictly a business decision to the stack size that she has and the value of this pot. And you can see she wrestled with that. Murph, go ahead and put on the headset. Let me go ahead
Come
and
on
get you
in.
set up. Yep. Let's see. You are taking, is that number 4? We're going to turn up your volume here. We have, well, here, I'll let you introduce yourself. Come on in. Let's test you out.
How about that? Can you hear me now?
I think we can hear you. Chat, if you're following along and you can hear, we have a famous Murph in the booth with us right now. He is the guru behind running RunGood tournaments. He is joining us with his staff. They have been setting up shop. So we see Gary with the ace-9 taking the check mark. He does have a pair of 9s. This hand is still being played out. Murph came in and set up shop with his team, and this team is second to none. It is impressive to watch them work. The tournaments are being run by the RunGood team.
We are happy to be here. You've got such a beautiful room. It's nice to be here. We've enjoyed that.
Thank you.
I know a few of the folks I brought in were forewarned how nice it was, and at the same time, we're still surprised once they got here. You
Is
guys
that right?
have done a great job of setting up just an amazing, high-quality room.
Thank you for that. That means a lot. You travel all the way, so you go around the country, yes?
I do.
So you've probably arguably been in most rooms.
I don't know about most, but I would say quite a few at the
Yeah.
very least. I'm on the road about 7 months out of the year. Summers I'm locked down in Vegas, but the rest of the year I'm usually on the road traveling to some casino or poker room somewhere around America.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're glad to have you. We are absorbing like a sponge all the knowledge that you and your team have given here in the room. We appreciate your expertise.
I'm glad to see these guys at the final table. They're talking and having some fun. I know I popped into the live stream last night, and one of the things I think poker's lost over the years is that social aspect. So it's nice to see some of the folks getting back to that. As I say that, they're getting a little quiet right now. But they were chit-chatting earlier and having a great time with it. So that's always enjoyable to see.
Some of our more prevalent personalities on this table are starting to quiet up now. They've taken some brutal beats. So
That will
Tika,
do that, as you know. So.
Oh, my goodness. So tonight, we've been promoting it. Your double green chip bounty is going to begin here shortly at 6 p.m.
6 o'clock, yeah. We're excited about that double green chip bounty. I know
Yeah.
players down here love the bounty tournaments. It's a way
Bounties
to
are-
win $50 for every player that you knock out, and affordable buy-in. We're excited for a great turnout tonight.
We are indeed, and this is another ring event. So
It is.
you can follow along RunGood on all their social media at each of their stops, and now you have an opportunity right here in DFW to win a ring event of your own. You can come tonight. This will be the first ring event available to the public.
Correct. And when you come in, if you haven't seen them either online or in some of our social media, we have a case with some of the rings out. I think this season's rings are some of
Oh, my
the best
goodness.
I've ever seen. I'm very impressed by them.
These are beautiful rings. Hats off. Tana and the team all the way around. You guys are clearly class acts, but what you
Dirty
do on the
diaper
marketing
out there
side,
I see
the
right now. Nick
2-3.
Rigby would love this.
Look at the hearts.
Look at that.
So Tika does have the hearts dominated. She's going to take the check mark. She has been battling back from just half a big blind.
She's feeling
Refusing
it.
to go away. Representing Harry Potter proudly.
We probably all should.
I had heard that you were going to be in the booth tonight. I had not heard you on this part of it. I wanted to come down and check it out, pop in. Give a shameless plug for our double green chip tonight, of course. We want everyone to come out for that.
Yeah, put it in there. Absolutely. I don't get in the booth often, and for good reason, but every now and then I like to take over and just play around with it.
Jimmy there that we just saw fold was actually dealing on our live stream last night. He's one of the live streams dealers that has found his way into this final table on this industry event. So that's nice turnabout fair play type of situation.
It is fantastic. Wade has been kind of card dead as well. He has tussled in a couple of hands, but hasn't had a whole lot to really do. Pocket Kings is definitely going to get him probably re-engaged in this table. Now he's just looking for somebody to get frisky.
Rory being patient.
Rory is being patient.
I'm just happy to hear somebody else use the term frisky. I use it all the time on this and thought I was getting old, which I definitely am, but I'm happy to hear someone else use it as well.
We got to keep the old terms alive.
Exactly.
And then tomorrow, we were talking about this earlier, we do have the premiere of our 100K guarantee event.
Yes.
Flight A is going to kick off at 11 a.m. We are ready and looking forward to everyone coming in and joining us. And like I said, we have free breakfast, not just tomorrow, but every day. So don't wait to come in right at the start of the tournament. Come in prior to 11 and take advantage of that free breakfast and refuel and get ready for the day.
Absolutely. And you're right. Wade he got a little bit of action, not as much as he wanted. He takes down the pot with the Kings. We have a number of flights for this Poker News Power Stack 100K guarantee, which is fantastic. We also have a unique turbo flight the last day that if you want to come in and you don't want to play a long grind, come in and play that. Check that out. That's a nice way for folks that like the turbo action, but also like a multi-day structure.
That's exactly right. Not everybody has the time in their schedule to necessarily grind out to get down to that day two, but man, these turbo flights are a fantastic solution to that.
We think they'll be a nice fit here in this Texas market.
There's rumors, so I'm going to go on your expertise as we kind of visually watch this hand play out. There are rumors that Texas poker might be more aggressive than poker across the country.
I will say that the action I watched on the live stream last night, they were definitely not afraid to put their chips in the middle. I've seen that a few other places. I hear that's a little more commonplace down here.
Yeah.
Even a live stream announcer I had last night did a fantastic job, Ryan. And multiple times he's like, yeah, that's definitely going to be a call, of which I was thinking, I don't know, I thought that was definitely a call. But he was right every time. He called it dead on the mark. So
yeah, poker here is a whole new description, I think, to the game. A lot of out-of-town players are not usually used to this. There's a few nuances locally as well. So they kind of separate DFW, I think, from poker in general.
We are happy to be down in this market for that reason. I mean, the idea that Tana put behind RunGood is that you can have a big tournament and still have fun in poker at the same time, and that's what we want people to enjoy. Come in, enjoy yourself playing poker, and at the same time get a nice high-end series that's structured well for them. So
I think that is something that Tana and the team at large have excelled at. There is no other tournament series that I have ever heard described as fun, and that is a marquee description to combine professionalism, prestige, and fun into one event or one series of events. But this is something that Tana has excelled at all through RunGood. They've been known for this.
Absolutely. That's really the mark of it. And while there's a lot of fantastic things to say about him and what he's accomplished, I think that's one of the biggest ones. As we've seen poker get more sterilized over the years with phones, the conversations are down from that, and GTO and other items come along. It's nice to bring back the social aspect and the fun part of it as well.
Oh, my goodness. It's the thing that makes me most excited about RunGood being here.
Yeah.
So to keep this alive, and I think poker needs that fun to be injected back into this as an industry. So we've gotten so sterilized. I think that's the best word to use. You're absolutely right. This industry has become very much about the numbers and has lost the social aspect as a major element that requires it to be a fun industry, to be in a fun, I don't know if sport is the right word, but a fun game to play. So obviously it is a game that is being played for funds, for money. But this all starts because of the love of the game, and that has to be infused into it for it to survive.
I absolutely agree. Very well said, and that's part of the goal. make sure that we don't lose sight of that aspect of the game.
That is exactly. We're going to throw up the VPIPs percentages right now. We can see Gerardo now taking the lead on VPIP at 40%. Jimmy all the way down at the bottom, purely card dead. Rory has tried to mix it up in battle with a few hands, and of course we've seen how that goes. Everyone else is kind of sitting in the middle. Tika is, I don't think historically high on VPIP, but this is a byproduct of her being in that short stack range and just having no other option than to play her stack. So she is down to 3.7 big blinds right now with King 9. Under the gun, getting maximum value. I expect her to probably put her stack in here. There's very few other things that you're waiting on in this position.
Yeah, with those number of blinds, she's really forced to do that. And that's not a bad hand to do it with.
It's really not.
Especially with blinds coming up.
With blinds coming up that she's not really going to be able to afford.
And to her surprise, oh, there's that ace that popped up. I was going to say, so
nobody
far,
with an ace yet.
she looks pretty good. Let's see where this goes. And there's that ace that
She does have 2 cards to go to battle with.
She is suited.
She
And
is
live.
suited.
And
2.5% to her favor. With 2 live cards. That is
When-
absolutely right. Ace 10 versus King 9. Kind of a classic race.
You are that short, you will take every extra advantage.
I am always that short. And here we go. 9 right on the flop. Now that puts her in a power position. She is no longer having to chase. She is just hoping that Gary does not hit.
she's loving what she's seeing so far. Red cards.
And
there
she's
you
going to
go.
live. She has
Live
climbed
to
back
see
up
another day.
almost 10 bigs. We've said it before. That now puts her in a position to make a few decisions. She's not in that same mode of desperation that she has been, and she is fighting to get into the money.
Well, as they get this next hand shuffled up and ready to go, I'm going to step out of the box and let you two experts get back at it. I'm going to head back upstairs to the table.
Marv, thank you so much for joining us. We're glad to have you anytime.
Happy to be there. And once again, folks, don't forget, we do have that double green chip tonight at 6 o'clock. We'd love to see you out here.
Come and join us. Thank you
All right,
much.
thank you.
That was Murph. Once again, that was a nice, rare treat. We're glad to have him. He is so busy running these events. Class act in this industry with so much experience. Rory, finally, with King Queen suited, has a hand that he might be able to make a move with and play. You know he is celebrating it even more than we are. It is a King Queen suited. Does raise it up.
I like that Murph said he was going to leave it to us professionals. This is my first stream.
This is your first stream to commentate on?
Yeah,
Well-
usually I'm in the box.
Oh, that's right. Well, thank you for joining me. Like I said, I am by no means an expert. I am happy to come on, put headphones on, and play. We have behind the scenes, Lorenzo is part of the production team here with the live stream. He is making sure that I don't do too many stupid things that might mess it up. I am glad to have his expertise hovering behind. The graphics that you see are all being done with Lorenzo's guidance, the cut scenes that you see, but also he is working on a few things that haven't been unveiled yet that are really going to set us apart, I think, as a stream, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks for you guys. Lorenzo has a talent and a brain far beyond anything I've ever seen. I'm excited when I see creative individuals doing creative things.
50,000?
So Gary hitting top pair with the top kicker, does bet out 50,000. He's going to take the check mark. Rory's having to surrender with the king queen. Did not go anywhere. Nobody wanting to give up the on the button spot right now. So you can see, I said on the button, on the bubble spot. Nobody wants to be the bubble. It is the
Nobody
worst
wants
place
to give
in
up the
poker.
button either.
Or the button. You're right. The bubble or the button. Don't give up either. Defend both.
Yeah, we're good.
You can see the cheers. Once again, celebrating the camaraderie of the industry. There are multiple industries right now being represented, or multiple competitors being represented within this industry, and everybody having a great time. I keep referencing that because that is the thing that makes me so happy to be a part of, is an industry that supports each other.
4 folds, 6 folds, 7 folds.
Back to the games in Texas being not afraid to put in their chips. On the cash side of things, I think that is absolutely true. A lot of times I have to tell people from out of town that our 1-3 plays a lot bigger than a traditional 1-3.
I agree with that completely. I think 1-3 here far and away probably matches 2-5 most places around the country outside of Texas.
I would absolutely agree with that. Anybody that's used to playing that 1-2 structure comes in, they're like, we can do 1-3. Like, where are you from?
It makes all the difference. You can see Jimmy with the ace deuce under the gun, shipping his stack in. So, and right now in a very decent position. So he's getting maximum value for his stack. He has just under 6 bigs. Tika's trying to decide, so she fought very, very hard. She did take a hit through the blinds, and she is going to elect to let it go with the queen jack, not wanting to just gamble. Rory with king queen suited looks very, very good. He is going to call. The diamonds are obviously dominated by Jimmy's hand with the suited ace, but they all have live cards, just not live suits. And here we go. Oh,
Hoo-hoo.
right out the gate, but still live to a jack. And Jimmy is at risk. Jimmy is going to hold, barring a jack dropping. No jack came. Jimmy does double up to 13 bigs. Rory is still a very playable stack with just under 9 big blinds. And as I said, nobody wanting to give up the bubble at all. They are not making this easy. The other thing I'm going to point out, at least not that I've heard, of course I haven't really taken a breath long enough to listen too carefully, nobody has mentioned the word chop. And this is something that I think is probably consistent. I don't know that dealers in general think in terms of chop. I am broadly painting that brush across an entire group of people. But I know that in general, dealers are competitive and they want the victory. They don't want to make it easy.
If I had to guess, chop is not even on the option for bragging rights.
I don't think so, and certainly not at this table.
Rory was supposed to help me out there. He couldn't think of the thing.
6 calls. Extra, like, I would have a ring and like,
you want one
you
last?
think you're about to call it.
I like seeing Wade laugh. Now, Wade is a big personality, so him being this quiet at this table is inconsistent with who he is off the table. I can tell you, Wade always has a joke and a smile to share with everyone. Tika with king 10 in the cutoff. I do think with the suited king 10, she is going to come into this hand. I am looking for her to probably ship her stack. I don't know that she's just going to call here, but she did, yeah.
She is definitely being patient.
She's been incredibly patient. She did hit top pair.
That's 15,000. One raise is all in.
And of course we see Gary is betting under the gun with the 15,000 because he has the diamond draw. He feels pretty confident with it. He wants to go ahead and get value for it.
Fold or fold.
I think this is going to come down to a heads-up match with the all-in and the diamond race.
Showdown.
So Tika is leading this pot at the moment. 2 cards to go. Gary is looking for any diamond currently. He cannot hit a king for the pair. He is right now drawing to the diamonds. You can hear the sigh of relief for the turn card for Tika. One more to fade.
And faded it.
And she did fade it indeed. She has climbed up to 13 bigs.
She is inching her way back.
As I said, when she got down to half a big, I would still not count her out. We've got JT in chat cheering on, saying, "Let's go, Wade." And also suggesting a drink of choice for Wade. Maybe that'll open him up and bring out his more jubilant side. I've enjoyed a few conversations with Wade. That's how I know he is a lot of fun to be around. Seeing a quiet Wade is almost confusing.
He's focused.
He is focused. He is coming to play.
He is aware that in the industry, he is up against some stiff competition.
He is indeed.
2 calls.
Gerardo now with the queen 8 suited.
3 fold. 4 fold. Option check. Heads up.
Lego in chat, I'm going to throw this out to you. Now that the Spades League is not at old man dinner time with a 6 p.m. start, is there a possibility you're going to come join us once a week and play a league? We see this play out. We hear Gerardo announcing queen high with his hand. He's going to take the check mark. And let's go ahead and put up once again what the stack sizes are. Everybody can follow along at the top. This puts it all in one place, makes it very easy. For those that have joined us late, Kevin is currently the dealer in the box. He's one of our in-house dealers. We see Mark at the top of the leaderboard with 29 big blinds. Rory down with 7.9. That means there's a lot of playable stacks still going on. We're on hand 29, and the blinds are 4,000, 8,000, 8,000. And Rory's rubbing them, trying to get something to come in his favor.
That's a poor place to breathe.
Oh my goodness.
Not the good guys club.
Fixed call, option check. Heads up.
I need to win, my dog is sick.
Seeing Mark in here, he hasn't been in a few hands.
He hasn't. He has had to sit kind of quiet. They both do hit top pair. Neither one of them are proud of their kicker. So I think this is going to be an interesting play.
I just gotta win because I gotta represent the TCH. I gotta represent the TCH and the women. It's like, you know what? If we were gonna go there, I'm representing.
That's 25,000.
Thanks, guys.
Players being a little more lively now.
Yeah, they are. You can hear Tika saying that she has to represent.
Chop it up.
What are you doing calling that?
It is a chop. It is a split pot. That's what the S represents. Tika is mentioning that she has to represent her club where she's from as a dealer. I will say this. For her club watching and listening, she is always a positive representation of everywhere she goes.
First upset right there, 12v5. Every year. Every year. 11 or 12, all of them.
With all of the groups around, there's plenty of poker for everyone.
Oh, there absolutely is. And it seems like the market here is only growing. There are so many new faces coming into town all the time.
Speaking of new faces, I feel like this is a time we can plug in shamelessly here our Poker 101 class.
We do have Poker 101. So for those that, when you have friends or anybody that is following along and slightly interested in poker but does not currently play within the room or any room, we've been offering Poker 101 courses. It is a 3-hour course. Dory in chat just recently did one for women specifically last weekend. Poker 101 allows you to come in a social setting, in a private environment, and learn from top to bottom everything there is to know about Texas Hold'em. You get to eat, drink, and have a lot of fun while you learn the game, and we teach you the fundamentals so that when you walk in, you at least have an understanding of what the game is, how it operates, and what you do to play properly. But I am excited to also say, look for a new poker, either 102 or 201. You guys help us decide what we're going to call it. We're going to be expanding these classes to include fundamental strategies and then introduce other games and have mixed games 101, high-low 101. So we're expanding this coursework. I don't know if we're going to have it in time for April, but I look forward to start in May. So if there's a particular extended course you would like to see that you've been interested in and you want some more information on, let us know in the chat what that would be so that we can add it to our discussion.
To recap some of the other things that we've already discussed, having that Cars and Coffee coming up, our Poker 101, you can find all of these details, on our social media platforms or from our website, palacepoker.com. Make sure to give us a like and a subscribe so you can keep up to date with all of the fun things we've got going on.
Click that button. Keep following along and don't miss anything. We do have a lot more coming. Not only just Run Good with the Passport season, of course, that's staying through March 29th. We have another event coming right behind it, not even 2 weeks later. I'm not sure if we've even announced that one publicly yet, so I don't want to let that cat out of the bag too quick. But that's a fun one. It's coming back to us. We have Cars and Coffee starting next month. Look, Tika's about to make a move, but then pulls it back. She's just
Pump fake.
kidding. Just a pump fake. She just wanted Wade to sweat for a minute. But yeah, we have Cars and Coffee coming next month. We had the Poker 101s that have been staying on, but more importantly, we have a large charity event that we're excited to put on. This will be the first official iteration of this event for us, but unofficially, we were there for the inaugural event last year. Palace Poker hadn't opened as a room yet, but the upper management team was already together and functioning and putting Palace Poker together, and so we volunteered our time. Not just our time, actually. Eric volunteered his equipment as well, so his tables, his live stream production, and we went in and we ran the second half of that tournament on a volunteer basis and premiered what it is that we can do to the local community almost 7 months before we opened up officially. So that was exciting. It's called Poker on the Prairie. It takes place here in Grand Prairie. So the second annual Poker on the Prairie will be housed at our very own Palace Poker on April 2nd. April 2nd? Let me double check that date. I'm not confident that I have that right.
We are super excited to have them here along at Palace Poker and us bringing in more than just poker for our private membership club. We are also wanting to enhance the neighborhood and the community that we are within. So doing things like the charity events is something that we would like to do more of.
It is a $100 buy-in confirmed for Thursday, April 2nd. So if you are interested in joining us for that event, those details can be found online on social media as well as on Grand Prairie's various social media pages. So we are happy to donate our facility and provide the structure for the event itself. It's going to be a wonderful time. So we look to do many more community involvement scenarios just like that, just to help remind everybody that we are putting deep roots into Grand Prairie properly. We want to really show off the beauty of what this city is and the community that is involved here. The multiple Rotary clubs and the Chamber of Commerce are outstanding resources. Everybody has so much pride and love for this community. It is overwhelmingly heartwarming to see. It is not something, from where I'm from on the East Coast, it does not exist in the way that I have witnessed it here. And this almost feels like, for lack of a better term, witnessing Mayberry firsthand and seeing a community that loves itself so much and the people that reside within it. We're happy to have our roots deeply set to also support it. Thank you, Grand Prairie, for including us.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
Gerardo with the king-queen suited on the button this time.
Oh, versus Rory, also with king-queen suited.
Ooh, a battle of the suits. Red on red. So Rory with just under 5.5 bigs. He is going to probably ship his stack in. Oh no. Tika somehow always adjacent to whatever excitement is happening in the background.
Even when she's not in the hand.
I'm going to remind everybody once again that we are on the bubble to the payouts. The top 6 are getting paid. We have 7 players still attending this final table stream.
Adding a little stress.
We are indeed. Rory is making a decision as to how to play this. I suspect it's quite literally either going to be all in or fold with no in between. I don't look for Rory to just flat here.
Full court press.
All in. 4 folds and 2 calls. We got similar hands.
And just as we expected, it is an all-in with a call. They have the same hand. They are drawing to suit at this point, which we have seen before. And just like that, it was going to go in no matter what. Rainbow flop. And that's going to be the end of that. They are going to have a split pot.
Very uneventful.
Wah, wah, wah.
We have a
Eric and
minute
Chad.
45 left in that time clock.
Absolutely. And the blinds are going to go up. It'll never be this cheap again. They're going to get a hand out. This is going to probably be the last hand at 4,000, 8,000, 8,000. We are on hand 34. Eric in the chat is mentioning that we do have the Jungleverse class coming up in April. That is correct. April 17th through the 19th. Jungleman is coming back and hosting his poker school. This is to teach you how to grind using the skills and the playbook that he put together to make himself a world-class name. We're also going to be running satellites into this. So if you are interested in getting in, you can buy straight into it. The tuition cost is $10,000. Or you can play our in-house satellites that will award you a seat into this training school for a cheaper rate.
That sounds like an incredible value.
So the players that have come through are absolutely, while we can't guarantee it will make you a winning player, you do see a lot of positive stories coming from the players that have high marks and praise for what they've learned. Poker Hobbit in the chat says, Wade is running hot, let's go.
I'm also like one of those people that, you know, like I said, I totally love touching. So when it's the other way around, like, it is what it is. 'Cause if I'm gonna push the button, I'm gonna let somebody else push it too.
6-4, 9-1.
I'm like,
Yeah, Wade taking that one down.
Easy game. Easy, easy game. I say that tongue-in-cheek. By no means is it an easy game. There's a reason why I commentate and you don't see me playing on the tables. Wade is now our chip leader, so he does have 38 big blinds. He is absolutely crushing it, picking his spots wisely and carefully. Rory is on the bottom end of this scale at 6.9 big blinds, which means there's a lot of play in between these stacks, including Rory. So Jimmy is the button currently. Gerardo with pocket sevens in the hijack. Don't expect him to just call. I think Gerardo's going to put in a raise here. He has 17 bigs. All in. All in for Rory as well. Battle of the pocket pairs. I think everyone else goes away, and now we're going to see kings versus sevens.
Blinds are up next hand.
And we've seen some pretty crazy upsets so far. What do we got going on here?
No kidding. What do we think is going to happen? Rory currently is ahead with kings, but at risk on the all-in. Right now, Gerardo is drawn to only 1-7 remaining. He is going to have to quite literally hit the one-outer on the river for the most dramatic story.
Ah,
So
not
close.
quite. So close.
did you see that 2 pair?
Rory takes the check mark. Gerardo has just under 10 bigs left. We
Just in
have-
time as blinds are getting up there.
Yeah, look at that. We have Gunner, excuse me, not Gunny. Gunner in the chat saying, let's go Wade. Wade has got more and more followers now showing up in the chat, showing their support. I love to see it. For those in chat, tell me a good story about Wade. I was just saying, if you've been following along the whole time, you heard me earlier. But I was telling people that maybe don't know Wade personally. This is a man that I haven't spent many instances with, but the handful of times I've been around Wade, Wade has always had a smile, a joke, and a story to share. So he's been relatively quiet at this live stream final table. I would love for people in the chat to also maybe give some insight behind the scenes how Wade is. So I think he's a fun personality to have locally in poker.
1 pull, 2 pull.
Gunner says Gunny works too. You can see where my head went when I saw the name. Gunny was definitely the first thing I said. Thank you for that. Gunther is preferred though, according to someone else. Even the chat is coming alive. Thank you once again, everyone, for following along and joining us today. We are so happy to have you along on this ride.
Touche.
Option check, heads up.
So we can see Gary versus Wade. Jack 3 does connect with 2 pair, top and bottom. Gary doesn't have anything to really do a whole lot with, but he wants to represent and see if he can steal this pot away on the cheap. I'm no expert. I suspect Wade's not going to allow that thievery to happen right now.
Nope.
100,000, and a fold.
And Wade does show the top and bottom pair. Gary had the right move and the wrong flop.
I hate when that happens.
Man, timing is everything in poker. Perhaps not in poker as well. Gunny in chat says, oh, Gunny is Wade's brother. Gunny, is that true? He says he has stories for days.
I don't know if Wade wants those stories shared.
I don't know. I'm here for the chaos. I do love good stories. Mr. Buford in the chat says that Wade was the best man at my wedding and Bud's in college. Nice. See, everybody in the chat now. So there are stories to go around. I am glad. There's a handful. So we have some in-house staff that is representing at this final table that have made it all the way here. So we know them relatively well just from being around them in a work environment. Gary Six Killer is the person that we see here. So Gary is coming to us from another club locally. I don't know a whole lot about Gary except that he is constantly being featured in first place pictures around town in social media. I know him to be a force when it comes to tournament poker.
So you said you don't play all that often. Are there any events on this calendar that you are looking to maybe get in on?
So it's one of those things. For those that know me personally, I do like the game of poker. I don't ever have time to play, and when I have free time, I have an 11-year-old, and all of my free time is dedicated to spending it with her. That all to say, if I had opportunities to play, the tag team event that we're running for this RunGood series has me particularly curious. I do love tag team events. I think they're exciting. I like bounty events. But tag team in and of itself is one that if I was going to come out and play just to donate money and have a great time with a partner, that would be the one that I would dip my toes in. But in general, as an industry professional, I have a hard time playing in the same environment that I work in. So I'm from that old school era where that was not allowed, and so that was ingrained into me as a no-go hard stop. So I always have to overcome those hurdles, just remind myself that it is fun to go in and play tournaments sometimes and just wake up a table and have a great time. What about you? Are there certain events that have piqued your interest?
Honestly, the same one. I was excited because we have not done a tag team event yet here at Palace Poker. This will be our first one.
Yes, it will. I'm excited for it too. I also am getting excited hearing our staff members here start talking in-house who they're going to pair up with. I think that's going to be another competitive one where in-house bragging rights are going to be very, very valuable. Now, getting back to the hand and play, we see Tika with pocket kings. She did go all in. She's on the button. She has just under 6 big blinds. Gary is also all in with queen 10. 2 live cards, but he's going to have to hit them both to win. Let's see how this plays out. Good luck to the all in. These are 2 giants in the industry, both battling now. So we see kings holding.
Oh, he picks up that diamond draw.
Now Tika has to fade the diamonds. This is not a position she's wanting to be in.
Oh,
and she
and
does
fades
survive.
it again.
And we lose Gary Six Killer. An absolute giant in this game. Well played, Gary. We are sorry that you busted out on the bubble. I know the remaining 6 players are now quietly celebrating with class that they are in the money. Everyone remaining is now in the money. We're going to put up the prize pools once again for the payouts. I'm going to remind you, first place is playing for just under $3,600, and the next person out is going to collect $603.
You made ace what?
All right, 5, 10, 10.
We do have questions in the chat. A7 Suited asks who's commentating. My name is Matthew Osborne. I have Chantel next to me. We are 2 of the managers here at Palace Poker. We are rarely on stream, and we are by no means experts on commentating or production side of this game. We were just in a moment where we had free time, and we wanted to come in and play in the booth, and we felt like the industry event was the one that made the most sense. So this is Eric being generous and allowing us to just kind of peek in behind the scenes and see how the wizard works.
Definitely different being on this side of things rather than in the box.
Absolutely. And Tika is making a claim. She is climbing her stack. I'm going to remind those that maybe weren't here earlier. She got all the way down to half a big blind. She has clawed and climbed her way back to 16 bigs. No one is making it easy. We are seeing the blinds now affect the stack sizes, as is the case in all tournaments. Hand 41, the blinds are 5,000, 10,000, 10,000. We are at level 15. Wade under the gun with ace jack.
9 raises to 22. 1 point. 2 points.
Looks like we may have a couple more questions in the chat.
We do. So we have some location questions. These are things I forget when we are doing commentating. The handful of times that I'm in here, we are in Grand Prairie, Texas. For those that don't know, we are adjacent to Arlington, Texas. And to give a little bit more perspective, we are 11 to 13 minutes away from downtown Dallas, Texas. So that gives you an idea of where we're located. So very easy to get to us. We are right off of Highway 30. We are, like I said, 10 to 13 minutes away from downtown Dallas, 7 minutes away from Arlington. We are probably 15 minutes or so away from the airport, for those of you that are wanting to fly in.
We've got Tika picking up pocket sixes.
Yeah, Jim did say that.
1 call. 2 all in.
A little more chatter with everybody knowing that they are in the money.
That's exactly right. Now the game is starting to open up a little bit. People are taking a sigh of relief and relaxing.
3 full.
Yep, for those wanting to visit us that are coming into town, our address is 401 East Palace Parkway. We are Suite 100, but the entire building is ours. Grand Prairie, Texas. So we are a 24-hour club. We have just over 30 tables right now. We also have a full kitchen that is open late. We have an overnight menu as well, so you are never without food options. I'm going to pause on that, and we're going to continue watching this hand. Gerardo went all in the hijack with A7, and Tika put to a decision with the pocket sixes. So Tika would not be at risk. She is finally in a position where she can make a call and not be at risk.
But she doesn't want to go back to short stack poker.
She does not. She is not terribly excited about pocket sixes, but it does dominate in a lot of positions.
I'm thinking, I know I'm not gonna do it.
Well, I'll lose it. I got married and lost my ring. I didn't have it for like 12 months.
She is running through scenarios in her head on how she can justify this call.
Yeah, she is. She is not wanting to surrender this hand. She knows that she just got to this stack. You can see the stress and the pressure. She lives for this game. She does not choose. She does lay it down, so we are not going to know how that would have eventually ran out. For those watching in chat, would you have made the fold right there? I can tell you I would have. Not knowing what it is, I would wait for a little bit of a better spot after climbing my stack up to where she was at. You can see, so this is Joe in the background with the camera. Joe is one of the social media teams that does all the incredible pictures that you'll see at RunGood Stops. So he is taking pictures for RunGood's media.
3 raises to 38.
Rory with ace queen. He's in the hijack.
1 full.
Yeah, easy all the way around. Not enough for anyone to really get too excited about. Once again, everybody at these final table, 6-handed remaining, is in the money.
Jimmy's starting to feel that pressure.
He is just card dead. He has just under 6 bigs, 55,000. Looking for anything and everything that will give him a shot at climbing his stack back.
3 full. 1 full. 7 full.
Wade now using the value of his bigger stack. He's going to apply pressure on the button, try and take any opportunity to pick up some loose chips. I think that's one of the best secrets to tournament poker is picking up uncontested pots. So he is currently the chip leader.
9-4.
And now that everybody is in the money, I do expect to see the play loosen up just a bit, the chatter to be a lot more, I think, vibrant.
That was go one. You're not wrong. I'm in for two. I'm in two bullets. I made 200. I'm actually happy. I represent CCH. I represent the women.
We do have additional questions in the chat. We are hiring for many, many positions within the building. So we are picking up. Our business continues to grow. We're 24 hours, so we have all shifts that we are trying to fill, including the kitchen. The kitchen does have shifts available and positions available. Yes, you can go onto our website and see what's available at the moment and put in your resume and application. There's the question, is RunGood Series being played now and are all the events streamed? Yes, RunGood is going on right now. Today is day 1 of the RunGood Series for Passport season. No, not every event is streamed, but many of them are. Now back to this hand that's being played at present. We can see Gerardo hitting the pair 9s. 2 pair right now with the ace. Only an ace is going to save Jimmy. It does not happen. Jimmy is eliminated. He is the first to get paid out. Congratulations, Jimmy, for making it to this point in the tournament. He is going to collect $603. And now we are down to 5. The next person is going to collect just under $800. As I said before, bragging rights are going to matter so much more than just the paycheck here.
Just making it to final table is a pretty big accomplishment with this field, knowing that everybody is in the industry. They are very familiar with how this game works. Congratulations, Jimmy.
Hear, hear. I don't know if you've been in poker for even just a little bit of time. There are many, many people that have final table stories that have yet to win an event. They haven't quite crossed that barrier, and just making a final table is an achievement in and of itself. It is a difficult thing to do in a multi-table tournament.
At least 4. I told him if I win, it's up. Oh, I am.
For those that maybe visited our room early on and haven't been in any time recent, we have unveiled all new felts on our daily tables. We're excited to roll those out. You can see the pictures on social media now. Come into the room. We have a whole new design and layout. I'm very, very excited to see these things roll out.
He says I'm hella good.
Kevin is dealing in the box.
Just as a reminder for those who are just now joining us, we do have the double green chip bounty starting in just over half an hour. We are excited to get event 2 underway.
$50 for every person you tank out. That is not a bad way to start your evening. Tika here. She is raising the 35K, takes the check mark, and she's back to 15 bigs. So you see a lot of parity in the middle of this. It's Wade right now in first place with 31 big blinds, and everyone else kind of hovering in the same position in the same relative stack. Final 5 players. The buy-in for the industry event, there's a question in the chat. Today's buy-in, I believe, was $200 for this particular event. A7 suited in chat says, where is Eddie? Get him in the booth. I do not disagree. Eddie is absolutely the professional commentator that should be in the booth. Unfortunately, or fortunately, Eddie does get to take breaks from time to time. He was here all through the early morning and the afternoon, and he'll be back here later tonight. We wanted to give him a little bit of rest during the afternoon.
No rest for Eddie.
No rest for Eddie. So that is one of the reasons why you guys get to get stuck with Chantel and myself instead.
Sorry about that.
Contrary to popular belief, every couple of months, Eddie will sneak in a short break before he gets back to it.
No, I should have. I got you, buddy.
One bet's 35.
This was a 10,000 guaranteed event. $200 buy-in today for the industry.
Alright.
That's probably what they're saying on the screen right now. What it is.
You got it. I'll get, tell him I got one.
You don't know you have to.
Wade is just quietly collecting chips, adding to his tower of stacks. Mark in the cutoff with 6-3 suited.
3 and 7 fold.
Rory's back to being card dead.
Satika.
I was going to say, she's getting plenty of hands.
She's running hot.
18 bigs, back from just half a big blind. She's in the small blind now. Ace-Jack offsuit.
Sometimes you just gotta ride that high.
Spoken like a true Colorado resident. The flop comes out. Dances around a couple of players, does not connect directly with anybody. Ace high is still taking the check mark at this point. And now Gerardo hits the turn with the bottom pair. Not feeling too confident with it. Tika sensed weakness and went for the kill, took it down very easily.
Smart move. I think that's one of the only options she had in that position.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
This hand, 10.
Once again, thank you everyone who is listening and following along for your patience. Joining us knowing that we are absolute rookies in this. We're happy to be a part of the production today though and join in the fun.
Dad, I hope I'm making you proud while you're watching.
Chat is, let's see, GP in chat says thank you for keeping up with the chat and answering all the questions. Thank you for actually, again, your patience and providing the questions. It gives us additional things to chat about in between hands. We do love the interaction and the engagement with chat. So I appreciate your participation. We need you absolutely way more than you need us.
I love you, Dad.
Lego in chat says Wade just won a ring, right? Does he need another? Absolutely. Let's see if Wade can get another ring to add to his collection. These RunGood rings are gorgeous.
They have been on display for about a month now, I believe, and they are beautiful.
They really are.
Check them out every chance I get.
Oh, Rory, card dead Rory has finally woke up and hit trip fives in a very innocuous ace-5 hand. He does lead out a bet. I think he's going to have no objection from anyone. They're going to surrender the pot.
Pick up those pots when you can.
And like I said, this field is showing a lot of parity. These stacks are evening out. Mark has still got 10 bigs and plenty of play, but he's at the bottom of the stacks. Wade is still chip leader with 29 big blinds. Everywhere else is in between. Final 5.
Q, will you get my phone out of there?
I usually drink rum.
6.
0625 and do Apple Pay? Yeah, he said he used my phone. What, I don't know what this is, Mom.
Y'all on this side of town now? Or?
What's that?
Are y'all on
No, we
this side?
still live at Chapel Creek. The lease is still.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I just didn't know.
And then we're probably gonna buy a house by November.
Nice.
Probably out there a little bit west of
Here, I'll
Fort
pay
Worth.
for it.
Try to find a. She wants like 20 acres, but I can't afford it.
That's a hard.
I gotta win a few more of these tournaments.
8-6, not a terrible hand in the blind.
It is not. I actually really enjoy a suited 8-6. Mark does have king queen in the big blind. So since he is the short stack, I don't think he's going to surrender that hand at all. For those that are following along and on the way to the room, in 30 minutes, our double green chip bounty ring event is about to kick off. It is a 10K guarantee event, $250 buy-in. 30 minutes away from registration, starting that event. So Mark does connect with the king.
3 folds.
And that all in is uncontested. He is now clawed back up to 11 big blinds, and Rory and Mark are now showing almost the same stack size.
Oh, man. Oh, no. I told him I'm trying to play nice and he immediately raises me. I'm immediately re-raising him back.
Just reviewing the chat here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry I went quiet just to try and catch up on the chat. A7 suited, he was telling us he's only won 2 tournaments. I say he, I don't know, but only won 2 tournaments. One was at Ocean's 11 after playing for 3 months in 2008, and the other one was a free roll last year at Club WPT Gold. It was a $100 free roll with 1,300 players. My goodness, congratulations to both wins. Tika under the gun with ace-queen suited. Taking another check mark and now up to 22 bigs. And now from half a big blind with 9 players at the table to 22 bigs and
chip
in
lead.
chip lead position, tied for first. Well done and congratulations. As we said,
You called it. She was a force to reckon with, and she has built her way back up.
I announced at the start of the tournament that if Satika was playing and I got to pick 3 players to make first place, she was one of my 3.
If I get knocked out, I'll thank you for your money.
Absolutely strong player, great representation.
Class act all around.
As if I get paid. Whatever he bought in for.
Give me 2 chips. Give me 2 chips in the chair. Give me an open there.
I like long walks in the park.
This is what I love about live poker. The stories, the laughs, the personalities that come through. That does not translate on a computer the same way. There's something to be said about social environment in live poker. Not only is it a cross-section representation of a community, but it really does give you an ebb and flow energy that I've yet to find repeated in any other environment.
Absolutely agree with that. And just for those joining a little later in the chat, I'd like to re-go over our cars and coffee that we've got coming up. Super excited to have that. We have our Poker 101 and soon to be, what did we decide? We're waiting on somebody to let us know. We want Poker 102 or 201?
Yeah, come into the chat. Tell us, what do we name the next level class? Do we go with 201 or do we go with 102? This is, I kid you not, a discussion that we're having in-house on what makes the most sense for a proper naming. Also, speaking of commentating, am I remembering correctly that you're going to be joining another commentator on a upcoming stream, part of this Run Good series? So is that accurate, and are we solidified with that?
It is. I am very excited. I am going to get to commentate the Big O ring event, which is why I wanted to commentate today and kind of get my feet wet with something a little more familiar. Don't get me wrong, I am very good at dealing some of these mixed games, including Big O, but commentating is a little bit more difficult. Hold'em is definitely kind of the bread and butter of most dealers.
Absolutely. So you're going to be commentating with Greg Vale himself.
Absolutely. Greg Vale is a longtime best friend of mine.
No
very
kidding.
excited to get to commentate with him. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to do our best to be professional.
Incredible. Greg Vale is one of the biggest voices when it comes to high-low poker. So he has many, many publicized books that are out there under his name. We're very excited to have him in-house.
Literally the guy who wrote the book.
Quite literally. I'm in the opposite position. I am not much of a dealer, but I do love to talk.
I don't think that's true. I have seen you deal.
Lies. We can see Rory bet out the 51,000. He does have top pair. Wade is trying to decide if it's worth it to try and go after this. Elects not to.
I love the different way people fold. The confident fold of pitching them across the table. The, I didn't really want to, I'm just going to flick it with one finger and kind of get it away from me.
Absolutely. The disdainful fold, yeah.
Yes.
The helicopter fold where they hover their cards high in the air. There are many, many ways.
Pump fake, I'm holding my cards out here like I'm going to fold. Aha, I call.
As a dealer, what is your preference for how players fold?
Get them to where I can reach them. I am built a little bit more like a T-Rex. I have short arms. Trying to reach across the table is not my favorite, but as a dealer, it's something I obviously get to do a lot. Actually, when I was doing the feature tables for WSOP, it was one of the things that the commentators had commented on several times, is that they don't typically want you to stand up to reach across the table to grab things, but I am not that tall, and those tables are huge.
Yes, they are. Well, there you have it, folks. If you come in and you see our T-Rex in the wild, go ahead and take a picture and post it on social media. Palace Poker has a T-Rex. Catch her in the wild and see her in the action.
Checking with our chat.
Yeah, so updating on chat, we have, I don't know how you would say this. I don't know. I'm going to say Tuco. My first visit to Palace Poker was in December 31st of last year, so New Year's Eve. It was also my first time playing poker in America, and I finished in second place in the tournament. Congratulations, and thank you for joining us for our New Year's Eve celebration. We have people in chat asking, when's the next time RunGood's coming? I don't know. On this calendar year, the next time that they'll be here in DFW for us, I don't think we have them on the schedule for this year. So if you're interested in playing a hometown local RunGood event, now is your time to do it. And for the next 10 days, they'll be here running events every single day. We do have multiple events going on throughout this series every day of it.
Including, we have the seniors event, the women's event, the mega stack, and that big O ring event. Lots of variety for those who may not be super interested in Texas Hold'em specifically. We do also have a Torse tournament. I think that one is one of the other ones
so
I'm pretty excited about.
I am excited for Torse.
Dealing mixed games is definitely something that I enjoy. It brings some variety outside of Hold'em. Hold'em is definitely probably the most played game.
These mix events add a new dynamic to poker. Here we go. So we do have an all-in with Mark. He does have pocket nines, and he is ahead right now. Mark is at risk. The club comes out, does not help anything. And we see the check mark from Mark, and he does double up. That puts Gerardo now at risk in the future with 8.4 big blinds. Mark and Gerardo essentially just traded spots. Tika is firmly now in the #1 position. She is the chip leader currently.
Her patience absolutely paid off.
Blinds are currently 6,000, 12,000, 12,000. We are going on hand 59.
And I was happy that he was grabbing as much as he was because he couldn't fold.
Yeah.
Wise in the chat, thank you for joining us, and we appreciate the accolade. We are actually incredibly appreciative of the accolades because we are purely amateurs playing around with equipment, so thank you for joining us, and we're glad we were even mildly entertaining to anyone. There is a request for a turn-up of the player mics in the future. That is a good point. So on tournament tables, for sure, generally they're a lot quieter. And so we talk a lot more on tournament tables. I know, as Eric has explained it to me many times, on cash games that are streamed, a lot of times the players are a little bit more chatty. And so commentators will take a back seat and allow the table mics to take over. But we'll put the feedback in. So, Eric, I know you're listening along. There's a request to turn the table mic up just a bit so we can hear the chatter on the table. All of these players have fans that are following along.
We have Satika thoroughly thinking about this call. We've got Gerardo all in.
So I was gonna raise. Commit myself. And then I was just put 6 in. And I play that quickly. And now, at the same scenario, I play that ahead.
We're using choir mics for approach.
Ah, so it's being explained to me right now. So Lorenzo was telling me we have choir mics that are going on. So choir mics are kind of a standing mic that hovers down from the rafters. And so what you're hearing is picked up from that. And for cash games, we use lapel mics, which is why you're able to hear the players so clearly when they turn down the commentating chatter.
And she lets it go.
She does. Gerardo with the king-queen suited takes the check mark. So he is still at the bottom of this table with just under 10 bigs. And because the blinds continue going up, you can see the parity now amongst these stacks. So we have a 3-way theoretical tie for first. Wade is just edged out above the other two.
More fucking calls than fucking folds.
No, you're not wrong. You're not.
More effing calls and more effing folds. That's hysterical.
Yeah, most of the epics are usually,
And there's Wade's signature smile. You see it now in full effect.
I played all those scenarios.
Again, I don't know Wade too terribly well, but I will venture to say I dare anyone to show me a time that Wade isn't smiling from ear to ear when he's at a poker table.
Two Broadway cards, 5 ways, that's that. Like, it's because if I have an ace, I call.
And there's a joke in chat. Doesn't Rory have to be at work right now? For those that don't know, Rory is one of our overnight floors. So he handles the overnight shift. We're happy to have Rory on the team. So he is at this final table. Like Eddie, every now and then we do allow our managers to get out and take a breather. Rory, instead of sleeping, chose to be here to play instead.
Who needs sleep?
The game comes first.
This industry, there is no sleep to be had.
Is that the truth? No rest at all.
It's all those years of grinding that got us used to it. It's fine.
Live and breathe this game. You know what? That is absolutely true. Most of us, especially in the management team, we all came through this industry as a dealer first.
We did, and I think that that is unique to this room. I've been in casinos and a lot of other places. Most of the time, upper management does not necessarily have experience, including operations and HR. To all have card room experience is pretty impressive. And I think that that goes to speak to some of our luxury type items that we've had here. The chairs that we have designed specifically for players who like to turn their chair around and sit backwards. Everything's just a little nicer than everywhere else.
It's one of my favorite features. I love our chairs. So we have Gary Platt chairs, which you'll see all into the higher end, nicer casino poker rooms. But the feature on these chairs Chantel's talking about is you can sit backwards in a chair. And in this case, unlike growing up as a child, there is not going to be a mother running in telling you that you are about to get in trouble for how you're sitting. In these chairs, they're designed to support the weight. You can sit backwards in them. There are cutouts in the back of the chair to allow your legs to comfortably fit around the back of the chair. And this is also the position that you can get an at-table massage. So there is a lot of design functionality in these seats that are incredibly comfortable.
And chair massages are something that we also feature here at Palace Poker as an additional amenity. It is at an additional cost, but we are always trying to add value.
Man, there's nothing like taking time off from work, coming and enjoying both our menu, our amenities, and then getting a massage while you play. We have a hand brewing here. We can see a lot of similar hands. Tika with ace-10 and the big blind suited. And Mark, ace-10 also suited on the button.
And Satika lays it down.
She does. She does not want to get in the middle of this. She wants to continue laddering up. She feels comfortable where she's at stack size. So you see Wade. He did 3-bet to 90,000. He is applying pressure.
I hope not to check in 30 minutes unless we're all done and I've already won.
Probably just watch it click whenever Palace posts.
Tough decision for Mark.
Yeah, Mark lets it go. And Wade gets it through. He does use aggression to win this pot.
Really?
Once again, I'm going to put out the payouts. You can see we do have 5 players remaining. The next one to bust out will make $795, and they are playing for just under $3,600 up top. Hand 64, level 16. The blinds are 6,000, 12,000, 12,000.
Most likely no ace or
And on to the next.
But if clubs came,
Free pulls.
What do we bet? We don't have to worry about that.
Wade. Queen 5 suited on the button. Lets it go. Gerardo with King 10 in the big blind. And no takers. He gets a walk with that. I think he is just fine. Anything to add to his stack and keep him in this game. He survives another round. You can see everyone watching the payouts, seeing the clock ticking. Everyone feels the pressure of the ticking clock. That is the thing about tournament poker. The blinds will never be this cheap again, and it's only ever going to go up. Mark is going all in, pocket threes under the gun. Wade in the cutoff with pocket eights. He does have the stack to call him and a decision to make.
131.
He
And he
does
makes the
elect
call.
to make the call.
Right now we got Satika with overs.
No. Gerardo with king jack.
And a diamond.
No one else is, I think, going to really. As I say that, we now see Rory's hand with ace queen and the big blind.
Whew.
That's a hand that would put you to a decision. Let's see what Rory does. Going against an all-in with a chip leader call. But, you know, Rory is salivating at the opportunity to knock out a player and put himself in chip lead position.
He is. I think he's also got a little hesitation right now. The cards have not been in Rory's favor a few times, and he might be a little gun shy.
Making this call puts him effectively at around 4.5 big blinds remaining behind, if I have that math right.
Not quite in the tank.
Not quite. The tension is real, though.
I'm going to say it now just because I'm not going to say it the next one. We are now on hand 66.
You heard it here. We are not going to announce the next hand for all the obvious reasons if you have children. Watching Gerardo here with the sunglasses in the background, this particular t-shirt hoodie that we have is one of the most comfortable things I think I wear in the week.
I wore it yesterday.
Yes, this exact one. Absolutely.
We also have that exact same one with black and gold lettering. It is just as comfortable.
It is in a heather gray color. So Rory does show the ace-queen suited, folds it to the disbelief of Tika.
Whew. That is impressive fold.
It is, as he wrestled with it, choosing to preserve his stack. Mark is at risk.
Ooh.
We do see the full house flopped. Only a 5 or an 8 is going to save Wade now in this hand. And does not get it. The flopped full house takes the check mark. That now firmly puts Mark in the chip leader position, and we have a new leaderboard change.
I bet Rory is thanking himself for making that fold.
He absolutely. It's great when you can be results oriented. We can see now the VPIP. Gerardo at 31%, Mark at 21%. Everywhere else is kind of in between, but because they are five-handed and the blinds are what they are, it's essentially forcing action on this VPIP stat.
What did you have?
Ace, queen of spades.
Whew.
How much do you have? What's your exact count?
Getting a chip count here.
292.
292.
Yeah, they are updating the chip counts, making sure that everything is accurate with what the live stream is showing.
There you go.
Check in with the chat here real quick.
Yeah, so nothing new with chat going on. There's just discussion between players. We're still waiting when it comes to Poker 201 or 102. If there's any votes out there, so we want to add some additional knowledge beyond Poker 101 as an intro class. When we get to our next level classes, what should we call it? Poker 201 or Poker 102?
So I think the other thing that we would like to hear in the chat is what would be the next set of classes you'd like to see roll out. Is it mixed game in general? Is it Big O? Is it PLO?
Is it tournament strategy
Is
or
it
cash
tournament?
strategy?
Agreed.
Yeah, what would you like to see for curriculum?
We would like to give you what you want.
Here. That's Palace Poker in a nutshell. We're here to give you what you want. Just tell us what you want.
I don't know. As of right now, I am thinking about that tenderloin we have.
I am so hungry. Let me tell you, the amount of time I spend thinking about our little baked potato,
Oh, those are so
the
good.
side potatoes are one of my personal favorites. I am short, round, and Irish, and all of those things go well with yummy little mini baked potatoes.
I got it. I'm wondering where it's from. Could be here.
Short and Irish.
Why aren't you pitching it to me ever?
No, I don't care. I knew you.
I am not Irish, but that is definitely something I get mistaken for quite a bit in this building.
For sure. I suspect beyond just this building. That is the thing that I hear the most. Something about the red hair might be a byproduct of that.
Cards in these rails.
I mean, it may have something to do with it.
Who's to say?
If that hits that sensor, mass.
Checking back in with the chat, seeing we got a couple things going on over there.
Yeah, so we have Scotty Lyles coming into the chat. So Scotty's a player that we know very well in the room. He is saying cash and tourney bet sizing would be his choices for the next Poker 101, 102 classes. Try to explain it to Emily, but it's hard for for me as mine changes. So that is absolutely true. There are very, very many different versions of what strategy you should play when it comes to poker. That's what makes poker such a beautiful industry and game to play. But we could put together basic strategies on bet sizing, hand raking, hand range, and let people know these are general discussions as to how you apply strategy to the game. Position, I think, is critical as well in that discussion.
And a lot of strategies change throughout your play. I think Satika has made it very clear that when she was short stacked, that is a different set of, I was going to say rules, but that's not really what I was looking for. Different strategy versus when you are larger stacked. Sometimes you want to use that stack to your advantage even when you're not as strong.
They said 5 is bad.
We'll go with rules as well. Personal rules. Rules of engagement when it comes to poker. That seems to be topical. I just don't know why. So Tika with the 6-3 suited. She is not going to play that. Lego in chat says there is a stream poll option. Lego, that is absolutely true. I have witnessed that stream poll option many a time. I can tell you I don't know how to do it, though. And there is no one here that's going to necessarily allow me to touch the keyboard to even mess with it. But I do like, on a future stream, I will ask Eddie, the much more experienced expert at commentating, to put that poll out there so that we can get some true numbers and you guys can elect some responses.
All right, Mark picking up Queen Jack here.
GP in chat who's asking, has RunGood been to Palace Poker before? No, RunGood has actually never come to DFW before. So not just Palace Poker, but to anywhere. So this is what has made RunGood coming with the Passport season to us so exciting. This is the first time for Palace and the first time for RunGood coming to DFW. They are just excited to be in DFW as we were to host them.
Very kind comments from Murph earlier, stating that even though they had been told the room was pretty, they were still kind of in awe as they arrived.
I still have a little bit of a catch when I walk into the building. It will hit me at least once a week. As I walk in and just kind of see, our entryway will make an impression on you. Even for those of us that are here every day, you cannot help but stop and just kind of look and wonder that this is a poker club that is unlike anywhere else you've been.
All right, now we got
7 checks, 1's all in.
Satika with a full house. Mark debating this call.
Yeah, we are happy to host RunGood for sure. We've been open for 7 months, so we're very proud of where we are as a room for just our infancy of 7 months. We're very much looking forward to where we end up just even a few months from now.
It is very impressive for a poker room to make this much of a splash so early on.
I think it's a testament to the incredible team that is involved here. There is so much passion and hard work behind the scenes. It is a job that, well, I mean, I don't know that it's so much of a mystery, but everybody on the management team dedicates way more than traditional working hours to make this as much of a success as we possibly can and as much of a room and a club that our players want to be at. So we are trading away a lot of our weeks to make this the success that we want it to be.
So along with making everything comfortable for our valued members, we also do our best to treat our in-house members as well. We want to make sure that our team members also want to come in and have a nice and fun place to work. Hence that we are doing this industry event to give them an opportunity to play the game that they enjoy.
That's right. And for those that don't know, we have brought in quite a few traveling dealers, which is not unlike most places, but we did that on purpose so that we could allow our staff to take breaks and also not work on event days that they would like to participate in. We wanted to make this something where our staff could enjoy the excitement of Run Good themselves and not just have to facilitate it.
Absolutely, it's fantastic.
It was a conscious choice to allow our team to take a breather and also celebrate the wins that we've been getting as a room and as a team together.
If not, it's on the internet forever.
For you, Dad. For you, Dad.
Speaking of wins, I feel that I can also put another shameless plug in here
Let's do
for
it.
a couple of our awards that we have won.
This is exciting. So we did win 2 awards as a business. Here in Grand Prairie for the Chamber of Commerce, they do give away awards that are for the previous year. And we were voted Best New Emerging Business for Grand Prairie and Best Up-and-Coming Large Business. So these are 2 things that were unexpected, and we are very excited to accept and proud to even have mentioned. So once again, we are Grand Prairie proud, even for those of us that aren't from here. It has not been a mystery to see why there's so much pride for Grand Prairie and excitement from their community to have us here. They have been gracious to include us, but we are seeing it firsthand. Grand Prairie is really exceptional at their community engagement, and there's so much spirit here. I keep referencing Mayberry because growing up where I did in the East Coast, that was a fantasy land, and I feel like we are witnessing it here firsthand, and I'm so excited to see it. Places like this exist. It's wonderful. We can see a hand brewing here. Gerardo is all in with pocket 9s under the gun. He's only got just over 7 bigs, so he's going to have to make some moves to add to his stack.
It's 130.
Nobody wanting to double him up here.
None.
Or high. That can be that.
None at all. He is going to add just a few additional chips, just under 10 bigs, but nobody wants to recklessly surrender any chips right now.
I had 8-7.
This game, the blinds are now 10,000, 15,000, 15,000. You can see the clock right now, just over 8.5 minutes left in this round. These blinds are so devastating as they come through that right now every single hand in blind matters.
Yeah, I have 4 deuce.
Also, they're on
You
table
half
against
that to the right. Oh, yeah.
We have Satika with a rather substantial chip lead at the moment. Everybody else is hovering around that same area.
That's absolutely right. Tika, once again, with pocket kings out of the small blind. And Wade. Wade is all in with pocket 7s.
I'm all in. I'm all in.
She
And
is.
she all in as well.
All in from 1, 2 folded.
Ooh, she's standing up.
Woo. The stand-up.
The
That
stand
is
up.
one of my favorite things as a dealer to watch.
You can't be
The all-in stand-up.
You can't be the stand-up player while having the best hand going into it. The sit-down player is the one that has to stand up. The one behind.
The one that stands up is usually the one that has to stay.
So you can see Satika is taking the check mark, and with that, we do lose Wade.
It was a great run, Wade.
Oh my goodness. So one of the classiest acts in poker and DFW. Wade, thank you for joining our event and representing your club proudly. We look forward to seeing you at future events. Well done and hats off. And with that, we're down to 4-handed.
Makes it easier on Kevin too, doesn't have to chip all in.
You can see the payouts now. Playing for 3,600. The next one to bust is going to collect just under 1,100.
Yeah.
Satika, currently with 33 bigs. She is taking that top spot with authority. And we have Mark with 8.5 big blinds at the bottom of this. And like I said, this is still anybody's game. I would not count out any one of these players.
You don't want to be bubbled and if one of you won.
And got third place. No, just third.
Yeah, we were getting paid there.
Oh, I already got to say one. So I'm off.
Hand 75.
And again, Satika was down. You said half a blind?
She had, somewhere, it was less than one big. And I believe it was half a blind.
Now with a substantial chip lead. She's sitting pretty.
Oh my goodness. She has the entire table covered.
Option.
Representing her club and women very well.
Yes, she is. 9-7 king. Nobody connects with this. This is a battle of who's aggressive first.
Rory folding. Uneventful.
Oh,
5 folds, 2 folds. Four folds.
Milwaukee Walk.
I would have shifted it. I had a king.
I had just under 5 minutes here for this level. Checking the chat real quick as we get cards dealt out.
Ah, yeah, okay. So we are just looking through. There's some congratulations to Wade saying good run. Yeah, absolutely. Good run to Wade, making it to this point in the industry event. We do appreciate seeing Wade here in the room and playing. There's a lot of excitement for RunGood in general. RunGood 10-4 indeed. Suited 10-4 in the small blind. Rory with King Jack.
57,000, 79 folded.
On to the next. Quick decisions with these hands right now. You can see final 4 players. There is just over 3.5 minutes left in this round.
We like to order bottles.
You can see Lorena in the background is the server. Lorena wears many hats. She's also the genius behind a lot of our social media marketing. So when you see those really fun, crafty reels, chances are that was Lorena who put that together.
You need the little sign, yeah, but you get to make it whatever you want to say. Yeah.
Rory posturing. Satika, she's opting to complete. And now, battle of the blinds.
Battle of the
Nobody
blinds
connects.
sometimes can get you in trouble.
Oh my goodness. I'll see a flop with the most dangerous words.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Great movie reference. So no additional complete action for anybody. It's just showdown.
Ace of clubs.
And moving on.
Indeed. So what you see, just so that there's no confusion, you see Satika moved over from the seat 1 position to the seat 9 position. This is a production choice, so it doesn't change any part of where she's at within the structure of this game. It gives her her own camera and makes this a little bit easier to isolate the players for production value so that everybody gets a squared up camera image. So when you see the cameras going around the table, that's why the player moved over. Little production
Gerardo
tricks.
with the king-queen suited here.
Yeah, out of the small blind. Immediately goes all in. Gerardo has 13 big blinds. That's a healthy move. He is letting this table know he's collecting chips and coming after Satika's chip leader status.
Four folds.
On to Satika. She's thinking about it.
She is. She's a very, very careful player.
188,000.
Kevin is our dealer. So he is locked into this final table, I believe. You can see Kevin here in the room dealing in the evenings. Satika doing a stack evaluation to see what her stack is compared to what the call is, to know what this is going to do if she calls incorrectly and it affects her negatively. She is putting all the evaluation into this. She also knows eliminating a player helps her ladder up and increases her chip lead to an even more dominating position.
She has also had some really good hands and some favorable outcomes throughout this, so I can understand her thought process.
Absolutely. And she does elect to let it go and move on to the next hand.
So patient.
Like
Like if I'm jamming it, it's a higher range.
23 seconds left on this clock. Things are about to get tight again.
They sure are. They are currently at 10,000, 15,000, 15,000. It is about to go up in 10 seconds.
Against somebody else, like I can, you know, range.
A7 suited in chat. He called it, said Satika's going to fold, and she sure did.
9 folds.
Rory with queen 9 out of the small blind, and Mark with pocket 3s. I absolutely think Rory flats, and Mark goes all in. As expected. Rory now has to decide if he's going to call the all in, and chooses not to. Mark adds to his chip stack, and now we have both Mark and Rory sitting with about the same chip stack. Satika still in the chip lead, and Gerardo right behind in second place.
Yeah, I think we get rid of the 1K.
You can see the payouts on the screen right now. Next place that goes out is going to make just under 1,100. First place is going to collect just under 3,600.
Players have been playing all day. They're getting a little antsy.
Yeah, they are. I know that they are hungry. I know that we are too.
I'm telling you, that tenderloin was one of my favorites. I know the picanha is definitely up there, but I still like the tenderloin.
Tenderloin is my favorite steak in the house, by far. Picanha, I think, is the most popular. Tenderloin is my personal favorite as well.
9 folds.
Also a fan of our tacos.
I
Really,
saw
I'm hungry.
something new yesterday that came out that was great. It was a braised beef quesadilla.
Someone's gonna have to write
That was a new addition that I was very excited to try.
I did enjoy the quesadilla. Being from Colorado, I do not understand how there is not green chili anywhere here. Everybody here doesn't understand what I'm talking about. If you are in the chat and you know what green chili is, you're my people.
So what is what is it with green chili? Why is that a Colorado staple?
Honestly, I didn't know that it was only a Colorado staple until I moved here. Green chili is like a stew that we smother burritos, French fries, nachos, eat it like a soup. It is delicious, and it is everywhere in Colorado.
So it's a spread you put on everything.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
And here, it doesn't seem to be anywhere, and everybody thinks that I'm talking about the pepper.
I can imagine. So Mark goes all in with ace-9. Gerardo quickly calls with ace-queen. Mark is at risk. He is also behind. He is drawing now to just a 9. Hearts do not help. A 9 and only a 9 with 3 outs left, and he
gets
connects it. My goodness, so now it has turned and Gerardo needs a queen. does not get it, and Mark doubles up. Gerardo now is in a very desperate position.
And Mark is sitting a lot more comfortable,
My goodness, he is indeed.
evening things out with Satika.
Does that make Mark the current chip leader? We
It
are seeing it
does.
update now. It sure does. Just like that. It is now a battle for first with Mark and Satika, and Rory and Gerardo happen to find their path to this top spot. Gerardo has a very large uphill climb. However, as we saw earlier, it is possible. We witnessed Satika come back from her half a big.
Moves and counter moves.
Moves and counter moves is a great, another movie reference. You're on a roll tonight.
Or you could do 70 and blue.
I see Lego in chat commenting. Tomatillo. I am a personal fan of Tomatillo as well. I agree. Poker Ski says green chili stew is greatness. Okay, so this is something. There is a local barbecue restaurant that has green chili stew. I also
It's similar.
agree. Green chili stew, at least from that restaurant, is fantastic. So if it's anything close to that, I firmly agree.
It is one of the only places here that I've seen anything even remotely close. It's not identical, but it is really good.
Yeah, it is very good. I'm a sucker for all stews and all soups, so I'm easy to please in general, but that one was a really good one. GP says in the chat, I like seeing how many blinds each player has. This is a, it's called a skin. This is a skin feature that Eric has put together so that it's easy for us to follow along, especially for us amateurs, so that we can quickly assess where their stack size is relative to the blinds. So we can see Rory and Gerardo sitting with about the same stack size, just as Mark and Satika are about the same. This field is starting to show some polarity between the high and the low. You can see
Getting real heavy on that half of the table.
it sure is. Rory with a 10-8 suited in the small blind. I could see Rory coming along with a call for this, just to peek a flop.
You know, just calling off. Like the situation with her where she had 6K and there's two more behind, it's different, you know, but 10K, 11K, or 30K is a little bit different, you know.
Not just a call.
All in the fold.
Rory did go all in, and Mark quickly folded. Rory adds to his stack, keeping that pressure applied to Gerardo now. Gerardo's on the button with just under 5 bigs. Current blinds are 10,000, 20,000, 20,000, and we're on hand 85.
It's too late to bluff. It's never too late to bluff. What are we talking?
I think that comment was a bluff.
I mean, you're only pushing that when you're kind of supposed to. I mean, you're supposed to do 4 hands and 8.
You can hear tournament strategy being discussed between the hands amongst the players.
Probably should have been gone a long time ago when I had the 8 queen suited.
7 raises to 40. 9 calls, heads up.
So once again, we do have right now our double green chip bounty tournament. It has kicked off. There's a little bit over 2 hours left in registration for that. So there is a very nice field of players right now currently playing. That is a ring event, 10,000 guarantee. Once again, the buy-in for that is $250. That is going on. Registration for the next 2 hours. Double green chip bounty. Knock out a player, make $50.
We got a call. Satika's sitting pretty with her 2 pair.
Yeah. Diamond comes out now. You do see Mark with the 8 of diamonds. Gives him a few additional options.
Is he feeling froggy?
Not
Nope.
at all. That 8 of diamonds is not enough to make him confident. He fought too hard to get his stack where it is already. And Satika
Taking that first place.
adding to her dominance. You can see it here. She is not wanting to relinquish her chip leader status.
Absolutely a strong player.
I flopped 9-8. I would have flopped straight.
You would've won. Well, I had outs.
But
If the board pairs, I won.
that's way out of your.
So for those that don't know, you see the headset on the dealer. The dealer is Kevin currently. Live stream dealing is a little bit of a nuance. There's an art to it. Unlike normal games, the dealer in live streams have to broadcast into their headset what the action is as it goes around the table. So they are not a silent observer when it comes to live streams. They have to tell the person on the other end of the headset that's in the production room, call, fold. It'll go something like seat 7, call, seat 8, call, seat 9, fold, seat 1, raise, and then what the raise amount is. And it will continue around the table the whole time. They are whispering into that microphone on every action.
It is definitely different as a dealer because that's not usually something that you are doing. So getting in the habit of that when you first become a live stream dealer takes a little practice.
I can imagine. And then you have to go back out onto the floor into the mainstream and then break that habit immediately.
Absolutely. Don't want to look like you're talking to yourself out there either.
When you've been in poker long enough, every dealer does.
Players as well.
Players as
Walking
well.
away talking to themselves. Call that tilt.
Oh, my goodness. Having the therapist is in, Lucy Booth from Peanuts Gang, I think is something every poker room needs.
Absolutely.
One attendant to hear the bad beat story.
And Gerardo all in here.
He is. Jack 7 suited out of the small blind. He has 2.7 bigs left. He knows he's just picking a spot. He needs to maximize the value and climb back into this before he blinds out with no options. Rory
in a similar boat.
He is, and he's not loving this Jack 3 at all, but he has equity in this pot, and he's trying to decide. He knows he probably should be calling, does not want to at all. There's nothing exciting about his hand. He knows his chips are equally important. Saving them for a future move makes a lot of sense. But the opportunity to take out a player when he already has chips in the pot.
Short stack poker is not always so much fun.
Let them count.
Oh, you want me to call now? You're talking all that. Beat the fuck out.
Thank you. Bandit in the chat for the kind comments. I appreciate you joining us. I always love it when chat's having a good time.
Oh,
Woo.
He makes
we've
the
got a
angry
call.
call, so you can see. And now you hear the chatter. Very jovial spirits here. Gerardo is having a good time. Rory is drawing to a 3 and only a 3 at the moment.
Or high cards.
Or high
For a
cards
chop.
all around for a chop. That is absolutely right. So the 5 does help him now.
The 2, not
Now a 4 comes along. Rory has so many options.
And
he
the 4!
gets the 4. And he eliminated Gerardo. This is exactly what Rory was aiming for, not expecting at all.
Congratulations, Gerardo.
Well done for making it to this point.
Taking that 4th spot. Rory attempting to close this gap.
That is going to bring us down to our final 3. The next person is going to make just shy of 1,600, and once again, they're playing for almost 3,600. The buy-in today was $200, and it was a 10K guarantee. This is the first industry event we here at Palace Poker have ever been a part of in-house. This was the first event for the RunGood Passport Series, and currently the first open event is going on right now with just under 2 hours of registration left, I believe.
I think the call is
At a $250 buy-in, and that is double green chip bounty. Bounty tournaments are incredibly popular here.
While Rory is technically in last, this is still anyone's game. It takes one double up to put him right back into, maybe not quite chip lead, but definitely in there.
Well, in this case, depending on who that double up is through, they're going to trade positions. So that's quite possible. This is absolutely a three-way race where anybody can take it. You see Mark with queen jack offsuit out of the big blind and Tika with ace six suited under the gun. Mark, my goodness, hitting the trip queens. Obviously feeling no pain now, and Tika's attacking this pot, trying to take easy chips out of it with a quick check mark. Once again, right strategy. I do applaud the thought, just the wrong timing. Mark was not supposed to have a queen here. He is happy to oblige a call. Now what happens next? Does Mark lead out a bet or check to see what Satika does?
Oof.
That ace is going to make this.
This is going to hurt.
Here we go.
And we are all in.
Oh, the reality is set in.
Oh, this is going to be devastating.
This is exactly what we were talking about. Mark and Tika are going to trade positions. This is going to really impact it. So Tika will end up being on the bottom end of these three stacks when this hand is done. She'll have just under 10 big blinds remaining. And Mark is going to be our new chip leader in a dominating fashion with just around 28 big blinds.
So Tika should not be super discouraged, though. She has absolutely built her way back and can do it again. As I said, these upsets happen. It's just still anybody's game. Mark does have a substantial lead, though.
It's going to be a battle. And these blinds are not going to make it easy for anyone.
Didn't know if I jammed any calls, so.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, certainly not. The ace wasn't already up there. It was a perfect turn.
Yeah, it's perfect turn for you. It's the only thing that really gets you paid. I vote on the.
You can hear Tika saying that was the perfect turn that got him paid. Absolutely right. If that ace doesn't come on the turn, I don't see.
She doesn't hit. She doesn't make that call.
Not at all. It's absolutely the perfect turn. You can see both players, Mark and Rory right now, variations of the same hand.
Same suits.
Four's all in.
Ooh, and Satika, very similar hand.
Oh my goodness. Now, Rory is all in with ace-3. Satika in the big blind after just taking that massive hit. I don't expect for her to come along. I was going to say if Mark comes along, I don't expect for her to come along. Now, what do you do here? Satika and Rory have similar stack sizes. I don't see her calling.
This is 155, 175.
I don't know. Once you get down to three players, your play changes a whole lot.
Every ace looks great three-handed.
True story.
I love that, actually.
But also knowing that the likelihood goes down for everybody else having those premium hands as well.
That's right.
I was going to shove.
She was gonna shove, she says.
I absolutely believe that she was going to. She doesn't. She's trying to now narrow down, I imagine, the hand range of what is going all in here on the button. It does look like a position play. It does look like you're stealing blinds. Also, Rory is in a similar position of a same stack size.
8 is not a strong kicker.
But that ace is a strong lead card.
Previously, Satika said that she is in for 2 bullets. She is trying to rationalize this.
She is. No matter what, if she lost here, she's still well ahead for the day.
If I'm good enough to vote an ace here. Sorry, Dad, if I disappoint you. I did well up until here.
A little bit in the tank.
Just play. I'm good playing short stacks, so you've seen that. I was supposed to have no money. Okay. I fold.
And with that, Satika does fold. We were going quiet just to listen to her in the tank, trying to figure out what her move is going to be. And now she's mad at herself with the revelation. However, it's hard to be results oriented because we don't know how that would have played out. She went through a logic process. That's what got her to this point in the tournament.
I almost just said F because 1100 was a good day. When you said that, I was like, actually.
And now you can hear the table mic got turned up. So because we're on a tremendous delay, the production team heard the request to turn up the mics. It took that long for them to both respond to the request and then for us to hear the result. So now table mics are turned up and we can hear them.
But we were listening.
Oh, they turned it on.
Yeah. I mean, it's 30% chance.
Can we get our payouts back, Eric?
So you can hear the request to see payouts.
Tell them leave our thing.
I'll have them fix that.
Here we go. Rory with 6-7 suited in the small blind, and Tika with pocket nines is going to go all in.
You're 10.
Rory.
Sorry.
He'll be up here somewhere.
Yeah, Rory is in action mode with the hat turned around. He's ready for business. I one time was in the booth once upon a time years ago, and somebody said he went into hawk mode. And I had to ask because I didn't understand. And I said, hawk mode? He goes, yeah, he's ready to get his arm wrestling on. Understood. So for those that know the reference, Rory's in hawk mode.
18 seconds left. Blinds. Everything's going to get difficult more and more for Rory and Satika at the moment.
Apparently we can restart.
Crown I borrowed.
I forgot I had another trinket. I have 150, oh, well, what's this? 150 here, 176.
Rory with queen 10 suited.
That's right.
Fold, fold.
Oh, shit.
Quick decisions. They are making good use of the clock. Nobody wanting to waste any time. Satika is still at the bottom of this with just under 8 big blinds.
On a break.
We are on a break. We have 15 minutes now where they are on break. Lorenzo's coming in to make sure that we have everything squared up production-wise. We're so happy to have Lorenzo here, like I said, just to make sure I don't mess anything up too terribly much. He's keeping things honest and running the whole time.
145 for one.
Let's see. So with that, while everybody's on break, we're going to disappear for about half of this break ourselves and take this moment to refresh and grab a drink, and then we'll see you with probably 5 minutes remaining of this break. We'll be right back.
How many loose chips do you have?
None. I'm even.
Okay, yeah. I guess I could have just looked at the 3 and the 2. One chip, please. Bang. Mark's got 510, and Rory has the rest.
Of course, we're going to be short. Well, we're
I
going
could
to
do this for this.
Yeah, we're going to split that. I don't like to do it that way, but we will. That's fine.
295? Is that what that is? 290?
85.
Oh, 285.
285.
I have 295 total.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're 285 and 295, yeah. Correct.
I'll buy some from him. Some of the
If I have to bring them back down.
We'll wait till he gets back.
He's got 5 barrels, or we can get you one.
Yeah, I just maybe want one barrel just to have enough to
Not a problem.
mess
We'll
around
get
with.
a call back down. If I have to bring 5 Ks back in for you, I will. There's an issue.
I wouldn't do that.
I don't think you will, but
He'll just buy it.
if there is,
What we said,
I mean,
there's no ones on the table anymore.
Hurry up and swallow them. Let's go.
I'm working on it.
All right. We are, Chantel and I are back from grabbing some snacks, looking like college kids in a dorm room with an array of chips and crackers, and I kid you not, Uncrustables, because that's how we roll here in the booth, the commentating. So on the screen right now, you can see there was discussion. Murph was in the background. We're about to start playback. There is a chop that happened, however.
25. I gotta double check the math just to make sure that adds all up, but it should.
Yeah, whatever it is.
We're good to go, sir?
And then we're
So we're about to resume play.
20.
A chop did take place, but not a full chop per RunGood's rules. They cannot chop the prize pool and play for the ring. There has to be a significant portion left in the prize pool to continue playing for, including the ring. So they each took a portion of the prize pool in an agreed-on set of numbers, and they are playing for the remaining prize pool as well as the first place ring, because this is a ring event. There has to be a clear and definitive winner. So here we go. Just to remind everybody, we are three-handed. This is the first event of the RunGood Series, the Passport season. Satika is in the last place right now with less than 6 bigs. Mark is in the top leader spot. He is chip leader with 20 big blinds, and Rory is sitting right between them at 12 bigs. This is anybody's game, but Tika's going to have to do another one of those miracle comeback runs that she has done all game. She has ace-king suited on the button right now.
That's actually pretty sweet. I pulled it up. It just pulled it right up.
Oh, yeah, it does.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Some excitement in the poker room.
Yeah, there is. Behind us, I don't know that you guys can hear it. We can hear it behind where there is a lot of cheers happening. So there is positive excitement going on. That is impressive because you have to get through not only a wall and a door, but we are on a whole different level. We are down below on the first floor in a private commentating booth. All the action is on the second floor, and we can still hear the cheers of excitement.
Satika all in here.
And you can see the discussion.
So he's got to look at your cards.
Your card's done?
They didn't read, so I have to manually do it.
So that's Eric in the background. Eric is our live stream manager. He is the guru behind the production. He is letting them know the sensors and the cards did not read the hands correctly for one of the positions, so he was correcting that.
So the thing about these cards is that those little antennas inside there are really kind of fragile. So even pitching them a little too hard and having them tap against that light source in there can break them. And so we go through quite a few decks of cards to make sure that you guys have the ability to read them.
Now, as an operator approving budgets, that is a painful thing to say out loud because these decks are between $150 and $200 per deck. To give you an idea of just how costly these productions are. So every time you see a deck go out of play or a card break, we all kind of cringe and wince a little bit from the pain of it. So we do have an all-in. No call, of course. And the stacks are, once again, kind of leveling out with a little bit of parity. Satika's trying to look at it and make sense. Mark has King 8 suited. He is on the button. He is also our chip leader. So they're waiting to see internally. They want to see the payouts updated to the deal they just made.
They probably took that out, yeah.
Yep. So you can see the discussion. Our payout scale here is not going to change internally, so I could put the payouts up, but it won't reflect accurately now what they are going to make.
I think we might just have to
Oh,
Here we go. A hand is brewing. Mark raises in position with King 8 suited to 70,000.
Rory commenting he may have to ship it.
He does indeed ship it. Goes all in, makes Mark decide. And Mark elects to let it go. On to the next.
It was almost exciting.
Almost. This final table might hit the century mark before we're done.
Oh, man.
Blinds are 15,000, 25,000, 25,000.
I just want to tell you that I'm so extra.
I'm gonna do a one ball and then go home.
I'm
So
so
I'll be like, okay,
definitely
you
want
ready?
more than
Okay,
I
I
do.
just gotta do it.
I'm extra. There's no way that I win this ring and don't think that y'all are gonna see it every time I play.
Especially the,
I believe that and I love that about Tika.
I gotta show these dealers.
I
that
can't say that that'd be a comfortable thing to wear. It is enormous.
It is, well, okay, so I'm always impressed by senior rings here in Texas. I don't know if that exists around the country. It did not where I'm from. The senior rings here are rather large and sizable for high school graduates. This ring rivals what I've seen. This very much looks like a sport championship ring.
It very much so looks like a sport championship ring, and I have very little hands, so on me, I'm pretty sure it takes up half a finger.
That's all good. It's all good. No, I can't do it, Jack said.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Or if you're from Australia,
Oh no!
thank you for entertaining me. That's all.
Hope you guys are willing to call 200,000. Oh, me neither, but I was just saying.
you better be willing to do it.
Yeah.
This is a fun final table with 4 dealers at the moment.
It's been a long time.
Dealing to dealers, always so much fun.
Oh, don't ever do it. Man, you think one backseat driver is annoying.
Debating the rules mid-game.
Rory with 3-5 suited in the big blind. Satika did go all in. She has got queen 5 off. Rory is going to go ahead and go for the kill. Both are live hands. Satika is going into this ahead. She is at risk for her tournament life.
He told me he was, but I don't.
It's the stand-up activity.
No help to either, really.
No, not at all. Rory is drawing to a 3 and only a 3. No, not now.
Not
All the
quite,
overcards,
not quite.
and that is the
And,
split pot.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
No, no easy wins. Tika's gonna have to fade through, but she does survive the blinds. She makes it to a button.
Satika is sticky.
She is indeed. So she gets the most equity by putting her stack into this hand, position-wise.
Yeah, but you get the 90 back plus 15.
I didn't get. Oh, this is.
Three-handed on the button. You are just praying you get a
Tika's
good
realizing
hand.
that she's been playing all day long.
I don't know why I thought these were 1,000 shares.
She was questioning the pot split and then realized she goes, I should have, and then looks down and they're like, oh, yeah, nope, that's exactly what I got.
Color up happens.
It is a long, long day when you play these ring events. And very little time to actually eat or probably even hydrate properly.
I mean,
It's
it's
an
one of
endurance.
those things that you don't necessarily want to overhydrate because you don't want to miss a hand. Especially when you get down to this level, missing even a single hand could be,
Critical.
How'd you get so?
I mean, in Satika's case, it could be her tournament life.
Yeah, you couldn't even get a 3.
You can see Rory. I'm sure he's drinking water there,
Absolutely.
staying hydrated. You do see Mark with 3 bottles of water. I'm assuming they're not all his, but it looks impressive nonetheless.
No time for a bathroom break.
Mark is calling you a liar indirectly. He's drinking all the water.
I mean, they're not empty.
And it was suited too, so it was gone.
But they were suited.
Don't call it a comeback. Y'all was down there.
Don't call it a comeback.
That was at like the bubble too, wasn't it?
Before the bubble.
That's what I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
we were playing on bubble.
Cause I was trying to get
Yeah,
y'all to
that,
play.
that was 7, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get y'all to pay.
Mark, 6-3 suited on the button. Let to go.
I was made.
Tika with Jack 3, not loving it, but not really having any other option.
Ooh, lets it go. She is
Wow.
a patient player.
She is.
We've seen her claw her way back, though, so
Anyway.
we are going to be patient and watching what she does from here.
In the meantime, Mark and Rory keep trading chip leader position. They're both like vultures, hoping and waiting for Tika to take the fall for third place.
High wins.
She has just refused to accommodate them.
She's been here before.
Unfazed.
Leaving me 135.
I think one of the things that most people don't realize about poker, unless you are a poker player, is the amount of mental energy that playing at this level draws on you.
It absolutely does.
I can go to the gym for an hour. Well, honestly, longer than that.
Well, now you're just
And
showing off.
still not be as tired as after playing a tournament.
I feel that way with a bag of chips. Doesn't faze me.
What kind of chips?
So it depends. It depends on the mood that I'm in. I love pickle chips and I love salt and vinegar chips.
I mean, those are kind of the same chip.
Pretty much.
I do also like those, though.
Here we go. Our first pocket aces of the game.
9 is all in. And a call.
And a call.
And a call. Here we
Tika
go.
is ahead, but at risk. Rory, king 3 suited. This is going to be a battle. I'll add more to my chips in just a moment.
You're going to have the ace of
You'll
clubs.
laugh.
Do it.
Oh,
Ooh.
ace right in the middle of the flop, taking all the pressure off of this. Only a club adds a sweat.
Oh, adds a little sweat here for the,
always a
the
sweat.
club draw.
So any club, 7 outs for Rory. She's got to fade all the clubs
She's saying no whammy, no whammy.
unless the club pairs the board, and then she's safe. So Tika climbs up to 8 bigs, doing what she does best. No, my absolute go-to favorite is I grew up with less than typical means as a child. And so plain Lay's chips or plain rippled chips of any kind with Tapatio hot sauce on top is my absolute favorite chip.
I mean, that sounds delicious. Honestly, at this point, I think anything sounds delicious.
It's just because we're hungry.
I realized at that last break that I hadn't actually had a meal today.
It's funny how that happens when we have big, long events like this for managers as well.
I'm actually a nice person.
Hadn't even realized it.
I know.
The amount of times I go home thinking, I don't think I ate a meal today.
For real.
7.
That also does not contribute to me looking fit in any way either. So, go figure. Satika, king, queen, offsuit, out of the small blind. Look for Rory to kind of push around with any ace.
No, it's really my fault for always chopping, because I never know how to play short game.
There's chatter in the chat. We do hope that RunGood is able to come back to us next year. We don't know that schedule yet. This has been such a wonderful experience working with the RunGood team behind the scenes. I would invite them back any chance we can. Absolutely. We would love to do more events in the future with RunGood. This is a class act operation all the way through, and they love what they do, and it shows at every level.
I had you dominated.
One thing about this industry, since we are on an industry event, is getting to see old friends show up in places you didn't expect. So I ended up knowing personally half of the RunGood crew that showed up from working with them in Vegas. It was quite nice. I did not know that they were coming. It was wonderful.
It looked like a homecoming. Just as we went through, there was a large staff that came in. It seemed like you knew everybody.
Poker really is a niche community, and it doesn't seem to matter how many states you've played in or dealt in. You know somebody from everywhere.
Absolutely.
So I also like, if I'm last to act, I call you, 'cause
Ripples.
Hey, Merc,
Table talk is definitely my favorite to just sit back and listen to when I'm playing. You pick up on so many little nuances that people don't realize they're giving away.
My goodness, it's one of the key components of live poker.
I see players sitting down with their headphones in, wondering what it is that they're doing.
I like bright colored chips.
For those in chat that's following along, let us know. Did the increase on the table mic make this easier to hear from your perspective? You see Mark right now in the small blind with ace-10 offsuit.
7 fold.
No one else has anything to do anything.
Oh, I vote.
What do we got?
Tika's still having a great time.
I can't see the chat. I was trying. I shouldn't. I'm
There's
blind.
so unfortunately one of our attendees in the chat, Lego, he's having some car trouble. So he had mentioned, I'm trying to get to Palace right now, but his car overheated at a stoplight, it sounds like.
Oh, no.
Which we hate that. And now there's people offering suggestions and him trying to get here. I presume so that he could play the bounty tournament that's going on right now.
Let's look at one. You're looking at both?
I looked at one.
I mean, if you take out just a couple players, that pays for your Uber ride to get here. That's the luxury of them bounty tournaments.
How committed are you? So you see, club on club action. Tika's going into this, 7-8 suited. Only one club. Nobody's excited by this flop. The first one to make a move, I keep saying it. Now
Ooh.
the pair of sevens connects. Tika has bottom pair. Not enough to get excited.
I believe I played the board.
Rory is just surrendering the pot.
Ooh, we both got club.
Told you, Tika is sticky. She is not going anywhere.
No. Patient and sticky. Two words you love to have define you. And what do you think of Tika? She's patient and sticky.
Well, you know. It's fine.
Kane and SWD for 1-2-11. Kane.
Rory with queen 10, suited hand out of the small blind. Tika on the button with an ace. Every ace looks good three-handed. And Mark with pocket eights. Well, this is going to be an interesting hand, I think.
Pocket pair, three-handed, any pocket pair.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mark is the chip leader, so he does have everyone covered. Action right now, currently sitting with Rory. Tika is all in.
Spread apart, but she does have the ability to get to that straight.
Yeah, she does. One wheel to take it down. She has just under 7.5 big blinds. And that's what Rory is thinking about. He is salivating, looking for an opportunity, but he's trying to decide, do I put the pressure on Mark? Mark is quick to come along, and Tika has one overcard. She is at risk for her tournament life. Mark is not at risk, and he is ahead. Tika is currently drawing to any of the three remaining aces. Or
Ooh.
trip fives.
Or that.
Or that. And now everything has changed. Mark is not at risk, but he is drawing now for a full house. He needs any of the 2 8s remaining and does not get it. And Tika just clawed her way in now. She is back to battling for that top spot.
Told you she wasn't going anywhere.
Sticky.
Speaking of that wheel, though, dealers are usually discouraged from using slang. For a little bit of poker trivia, do you know what the bicycle is?
I guess I don't. This is new to me.
Your ace high straight is your bicycle. That is why the ace through 5 is only the wheel.
Fantastic. Poker trivia here. Forget Poker 101. Now it's commentating 101. This gets better and better. You hear Rory going all in on the button with an ace.
I can't talk. If they were the same, I would call it.
A7 in the chat, commenting that Tika seems like she'd be a lot of fun to be out with. My only experiences are around poker tables with Tika, and she is never boring. She is always having a good time. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Tika would be a lot of fun to be out with in any environment. I think she's guaranteed to make sure she has a good time. Once again, this three-handed is really favoring her. Ace-queen suited, small blind. I do think that Rory's going to come along for the ride with queen nine, at least to a flop. Let's see what happens. Rory and Tika both have similar stack sizes.
9 raises to 115.
No, Rory folds to the raise. Tika adds to her stack. And now this has put Mark into not desperation mode, but definitely at the bottom of the three-handed stacks.
Yeah. I mean, it's a quarter of my stack.
We are hand 112. Thank you all for staying with us. This has been a very long final table, and we're glad to have you along for the ride. Sadiq right behind it with ace-jack on the button. Now it just looks like she is bullying this table with chip lead position.
She is good at this.
What you never see is Satika taking a back seat and her chips on lockdown. So she is patient and sticky, but she is not afraid to play.
3 folds. 7 folds.
Well, now that we're three-handed, and we've seen this leader position trade to all three players throughout this stream, who is the chat rooting for? Who do you think is going to win, and who do you want to see win?
I gamble 6-9. I do not. I hate that hand. Never works for me. And as a poker player, we always talk in absolutes. There is never an exception. I always lose with that hand.
That's a hard one to swallow. Pocket sixes for Mark. You have an all-in and a call. We're going to see ace-5 suited versus pocket sixes. Mark is at risk and ahead. Here we go. The flop.
Oh, and the flush on the
my
flop.
Goodness, this. Well, there you go. Not even a sweat.
Oh.
Except. Here we go. No,
oh, nope,
one more
didn't
club,
make it.
Close. And with that, we do lose Mark. Well played.
Congratulations, Mark.
Congratulations indeed. And with that, we have a heads-up match.
That was a well-fought game.
Tika, half a blind in this final table, 9-handed, now playing heads-up for a ring in our first ring in the Run Good Passport season.
Half a blind to chip lead to almost out, back to battling heads up.
Absolute force. To incredible representation in local poker.
If she decides to go for it, I would absolutely expect her to see her at the final table of the ladies event.
Cannot wait for us to have that. We have the ladies event. We also have a seniors event. This will be not our first ladies event, but it will be our first seniors event as well. So we are rolling out all of these first with this series.
I don't think I qualify as a senior yet, but I feel like I'm getting close.
Just your eyes. Satika, 8-9 suited on the button. You can see her being very passively demure in the background here. Almost no emotion whatsoever.
No. Very, very monotone.
Stoic, even. I do like 8-9 suited. She has position in this hand.
Ooh.
Check. 75,000 on the fold.
And now, with that, this is a true heads-up match, almost exactly even stacks. We are going to see this play out properly. I love things like this.
And heads up is definitely a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
It changes
Did
your
you say
strategy.
bald game or ball game?
I mean, you can go with either, I guess. Neither one of them look bald, though.
We saw Zach there in the background. He is putting the ring on the table to be seen. That is exactly the jewelry you saw him place on the table. Opened up the box.
Seeing what Rory's going to do here.
Giving them a little motivation, what they're playing for. We can almost
Raising
see
that
it.
up. This ace-5 seems to be a recurring hand here.
It really does. It's a great hand until it's not.
I don't know, Satika has said multiple times if they were suited, she would call.
Let's see if she's a woman of her word.
Just a little bit.
Well, actually, I found
With
this.
the ante, though.
I don't need that.
Rory's helping talk her into the hand.
I just say
You can see her. She's wrestling with it. Trying to
Do we get an
decide.
F it? I don't know.
Epic calls are the best calls.
And it's a call.
Yep. There's a book in there somewhere. If you're going to call, F it.
So many more jokes.
We have the hard draw go all in, putting Rory to a decision now.
Rory
I like
says,
this
if you
move.
bring me one more, bring me two.
Yeah, I like this move with Satika.
Also looking for a 4 here.
I don't think Rory comes along for this. Satika found a favorable flop and just ran with it. I like this play so much.
Heads up, how much do you think you're placing her on a small hand?
Yeah.
The board is really just not
Not at all.
much.
At this point, yeah, what hand range are you putting her in?
We've seen her play just about everything so far.
Yeah.
She does like those lower suited connectors.
All the stress. You can see right there in that between 6 and 7 seat position. You see the jewelry that they're fighting for.
I told you that ring is huge.
In my hands, it's massive.
Just from the screen, it's like the size of a chip.
Hey, Eric. No, he's not.
There is clarification here. The question that was asked is, can I show my cards? What was clarified is that he can open up his hand and it does not represent an immediate fold when they are heads up. And
So
she is already all in.
this is a common misconception in tournaments. A lot of times players think that when they are heads up on a game that it is okay to expose your cards. In tournament, it is not until you are final table heads up. If there is still more people in that player pool, you are not totally heads up because you are still playing against the entire player pool. In this instance is when it's okay.
We do have a call. Here we go.
And I believe her.
So Rory is at risk, even though their stacks are almost the same. Rory is at risk currently.
For 1-2 no limit, DRK, 1-2 no limit.
That jack,
Oh,
We're going on the river.
4 hearts.
only an ace or a 4 is going to help Rory now.
but not the 4 of hearts.
Not the 4 of hearts. Satika's going to take the check mark. And now they're going to come to the conclusion. I think we just saw the end of this game. Is
Look at that
right?
ring.
We're going to know in just a moment with the confirmation. Sometimes the stacks can be slightly off.
20K.
So let's just see.
Oof.
Oh, no. 20K back. You can hear Rory saying it now. We see the graphic confirm it.
Less than a blind.
Less than a blind. So he's going to have to pull a Satika to come back and win this whole thing. This is her event to lose, representing her house proudly.
I'm loving the
The
shoes
leopard
she's
slippers?
got going on. Yes.
How could you not see it? There's the close-up of the ring. You see it says passport.
Daddy, this is for you.
Well, she's already celebrating.
Oof.
Yeah,
I got motion sickness.
a
Sorry.
little bit. No, it's all right.
I'm still fighting here, JT.
You see JT right there. JT is the president of Palace Poker.
Not just yet.
I call.
You can see the camera and the
Oof.
media team.
Oof.
Pocket Queens right behind. I just want to go back on record and say from the very first hand, Satika was my pick. I'm not saying live poker is predictable, but when Satika's in the game, I'm not betting against her.
Maybe I'll fight.
I don't know. Rory was card dead pretty early on and is still a contender heads up. I think at this point it could still be.
Are you rooting for the chaos of an ace?
I mean, I do like chaos.
Chaos is wonderful. And with that, Satika, congratulations on taking the first place victory check mark. She wins event number 1 here at Palace Poker, Run Good Passport Season. She is a grand champ of our industry event, and the jewelry is hers.
That is a great run, though, there, Rory.
Well
we
fought.
appreciate you, and we will see you on the floor shortly.
Absolutely. We need you to suit up and get in this game now in a different capacity. Thank you all for joining us along this very long final table. We have enjoyed every hand of this. 117 hands in. We have declared our first winner. Now, let's see if she wants to do a back-to-back repeat, and she jumps into the double green chip bounty game.
I mean, you're free rolling at this point.
Why not? What if you just win all the rings?
All right. Thank you very much. We will see you all later.
We absolutely will. And with that, have a great night and see you at the next event. Thank you for joining us in the chat and for watching on YouTube. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you.
I think no cash. I think we'll do those chips. Yeah, just chips. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna figure out which direction we're gonna use, and then we'll